Today's A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan podcast is brought to you by
AtHomeFloorStore.com. If you need any flooring, they can do it all. They could do carpet. They could do luxury vinyl plank like Daniel did throughout his whole house.
I wish sort of now that I'd gone with tile. I really enjoy the tile that you have in your home. It just looks so luxe and so high quality, but basically any flooring you need, they can do it. You might want soft surfaces in your bedrooms. We did. You got the Shaw carpet. I think that's what we got.
Yep.
It's phenomenal having a company that actually brings the samples to you, saves you so much time, and having the samples at home is a big deal because you can actually see what it's going to look like in your dwelling, which is nice.
Yeah, give them a call if you're thinking about re-flooring your house. They will, like Daniel said, they'll bring the samples. You could leave the samples there, walk by them, see if you like them.
Put your foot on them if you want to. I mean, it really does make a difference.
Get a quote. And it really, if you're thinking about doing any renovations to your house, doing the flooring makes the biggest difference because it covers the most amount of your house. And they save you money because they don't have a giant location where they have to, pay for all the costs of a store. They come in their at-home floor store vans. They come to you and they bring the product to you and they give you the quote. And me and Daniel did our entire houses with at-home floor store.
Great install too. Yeah. I mean, they did my house supposed to take a week. They ended up doing it like 4 days. It was faster, super clean, super efficient, mega professional, which is what you're looking for. You know, you don't want to messing things up or making the place look spotless when they left. It was just all in all, I'm really proud that we get to work with these guys.
Yeah, it's BDM owned, so make sure you tell them Tom and Dan sent you. It's AtHomeFloorStore.com.
Live from the Streamline Mortgage Solutions studio, it's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Yeah, buddy. Doing it again live from the beautiful Streamline Studios in disgustingly rainy and cold Orlando, Florida. It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom. Samantha's here. How you doing, Samantha?
Yeah, hey, Sam.
There was a pause. I almost went, I'm Sam.
No, I'm sorry. You look really cute in your beanie and your jacket, but I hate this weather.
Yeah, same.
It's disgusting. It's gross. I don't know why people like this.
I mean, it's not that often we get some cold weather coming in.
But it's been all week. I can't do a whole week.
There is a difference between the cold and the heat. And the heat, I contend, does not make you hurt. But the cold makes me hurt.
Yeah.
Like, it makes my finger... I don't think I have good circulation.
We got old bones.
Yeah, I got old bones. I got, like, arthritis or Raynaud's disease or something because my fingers... Even right now, on this right hand, where I'm using it right now to fade the music down, right? You can hear it in use. Freezing cold, my hands. And the air conditioning in our studio comes on no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what.
You can't turn it off.
Like, what's it? It's 63 degrees outside right now, which to me is we might as well be in Alaska.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Everybody's like, oh, it's like living in California. Well, I don't want to live there.
I mean, cold tomorrow.
80 or nothing.
Oof.
80 or nothing. But anyway, welcome to the show. We're glad you're here.
A couple of things. One is our 5-year anniversary to the worst event we've ever put on is coming up February 5th, and that is OLE.
Are we doing OLE Day?
No.
Should I get a hold of the mayor?
But what we are doing is I finally cleaned out the storage unit.
I can't believe it.
It's done. I know.
Wow,
How much
We've accomplished a lot in this first month of 2022, you know?
Yeah. I've been taking an Adderall and a half.
I mean, some would say we're even a man down down and you got the storage
A man
unit.
down and a leg up.
Yeah, you got it. I mean, when did you do? This is like Christmas in January.
Got a new printer.
Well, I did
Everything's
that. Hold on,
falling
I
in
did
line.
that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's, we're all chipping in.
Did you check out that printer, the sides of it?
Pretty
Did you
good.
knock on it? It's metal.
I didn't knock
It's
on
made
the sides,
of
but-
metal. We have a metal printer, not a plastic printer, not the HP garbage. We have a metal printer.
I stuffed my personal garage filled with garbage now, so now it's a hoarder crazy. Anyway,
spread it out. Put some in my garage.
while I was cleaning it out, I found an old box of koozies, and I looked inside, and it was the OLE koozies that we gave out that night for free.
The Tom and Dan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which, if I wasn't such a stupid idiot, I would have had one to show Twitch, but Eric took all of them. I forgot to grab one to show Twitch.
Bad at business, guys.
Yeah,
Nothing's changed.
So, but it's the Tom and Dan because Dan Cummins performed there, which it was probably, he would say it was worst
It's got to be.
gig ever
gotta
that
be.
he did, which is the irony of
I
us.
don't think
I've said it before.
I don't think it would be his worst. I mean, I think it would be up there, but I think he's probably had one where there was like one, maybe 2 notches lower.
It's got to be
It's up
close.
there.
Yeah, yeah,
It's up
because it
there,
could- yeah.
but it's,
Anyway, so we're going to give that koozie, it's like a piece of history from
Yeah,
our
it's
worst
cool.
event.
5-year anniversary, man.
To anybody who orders any piece of merch February 5th, Eric's going to throw in one of those
love
OLE
it.
koozies.
The ones on the top are dusty. Just rinse those off.
They're
The
all
ones on the
dusty,
top
yeah.
are gross.
Yeah, just flick them.
Also, our friends at Villain are putting on their locals only Surf Fest.
Yeah.
Going on next
Surf
weekend.
and skate. How dare you,
surf
sir?
and skate. Sorry.
That's a ballsy move, We named our original beer fest "No Fat Chicks," but it was weird because I was worried. I was like, "Don't do that," because then people might not show up.
February 4th.
No.
Sorry.
3rd, 5th, and 6th.
Oh,
You want to start over?
Yeah.
Let's start over.
Yeah.
And start it.
And I'm going to be out there on the 5th. Eric is going to be out there Saturday and Sunday with the merch tent. He's going to be selling some merch and giving some giveaways out. So if you're in the Satellite Beach area that weekend, it's at Pelican Beach Park, and it's the Villain Locals Only huge event that they put on.
Yeah, if you go to
stop by.
villainclothing.com and you click right at the top, it says locals only. They give you the entire schedule for each day.
Yeah, and they have like food out there. They've got their mobile surf trucks out there, little surf shops. You can buy
yeah.
Villain coffee. I'm sure will be out
Yep,
there.
yeah.
By the way, really good coffee. Actually, I forgot to even talk about that. But when I went out to Goombay's beachside and hung out there for a
Goombay's.
minute. That coffee's legitimately great.
Yeah.
And what do we got to do to get some of those little Villain mini canned coffee? He has these little mini
He brought
coffees.
us some. We have some in the fridge.
In right now?
Yeah.
Because I crushed the ones that I could see.
Oh, maybe we drank them all then.
I think we drank them. But anyway.
We'll get some more.
Okay.
So anyway, what else? I think that's it.
We got new beanies on the website.
Sam's
yeah.
got the beanie on right now. We gave away her original beanies.
Our charity auction.
Charity auction.
Yep,
Still going on. It will end next Saturday at noon. So you can go to tomanddangiveback.com, see all the bidding.
Really
things
cool.
that we
All
offered.
kinds of great stuff on there. Boat trips, lunch, dinner, bike trip with me, a boat trip with you.
Dude, Sam's that grift truck is worth at least $2,000.
We looked it up, yeah.
On Marketplace, like the Ford Ranger.
I don't want to.
What is it? 2001.
2001, yeah.
Ford Ranger. I mean, it needs a new battery, but
It's fine.
it's got rims.
It's a death machine.
It all goes to Yellow Brick.
Yeah.
Every penny. So just think about that when you're bidding.
So what do you want to do first, Daniel? I know.
Well, there was a news story.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
I showed my wife this video last night. She was laughing.
I got to show my husband.
And she couldn't. She's like, "Is that his dong?" And I'm like, "It is his dong." She's like, "No way. He's got something over it, like a sock or something." I'm like, "I think that's full dong."
That's full dong.
So
I saw the video.
I mean, I've
What
got it
was the
right
restaurant?
here. Okay, yeah. Sam pulled up the story.
So there's this restaurant in Claremont called Lily's on the Lake. You guys familiar? I've never been here, but now I might make reservations.
I've actually driven past and seen Lily's on the Lake. It very much to me, there is another restaurant here in Orlando that you and I've been to before. They've been in the news recently because I believe the owner is real big on like he's very outward about how if you don't want to take the vaccine, don't take it, and I don't force my employees to. He's that guy, okay? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying you probably know the name of Grills. It's a seafood restaurant. When I drove past this place, it looks very much like that. Think Florida seafood restaurant with deck on water.
Gotcha.
I mean, that's pretty much, you just described one of Tom and I's favorite places to be on a weekend. We love
deck on the water.
We love deck on the water. We are deck on the water guys. There is nothing like the weather right now sucks for it. But if you ask,
I kind of like a shitty deck too.
I like a shitty deck too, or like a more of a gray deck. Not a brown new deck, a nice gray Florida deck where the sun has beat the life out of it. I don't know what to say to that.
I like a good...
You shut me down. That takes a lot to do that.
Waitress sweetie.
A couple of waitress sweetie. You got one old Florida lady that's in charge of the sweeties running around. You got a gay black guy, bus boy.
So anyway,
typical Florida water deck.
Try and get to Lily's as soon as you can because the city of Claremont's trying to shut them down now.
So what happened with this?
So on Monday, a special council meeting was set to talk about what was happening at Lily's on the Lake, which includes allegations of adult entertainment and nudity, as well as allegations of a sex act being performed in the middle of an all-male review.
Wait a minute.
Apparently they booked an all-male review. At this seafood restaurant on a lake.
Well, there's only fish, and then there's no dick. So they needed some dick.
So did they book it, or
they did?
Was it a private party?
No.
Okay, so
because they apparently Lily's on the Lake does a bunch of. They have a micro wrestling. They have bikini contests.
Micro wrestling are the
I gotta
little
talk
people.
to the owner.
The neighbors.
This sounds like it's right up our alley.
I kind of want to go.
Can they change the name of this to Tom and Dan on the Lake? Tom and Dan Lakeside. What do you think of that? That's got a good ring to it. Tom and Dan Lakeside.
Tom and Dan's dirty dicks.
No. We want to keep it like the allure of it is that it's upscale, but behind the scenes, it's all micro wrestling and cocaine and.
I like how they still used an M word for little people wrestling.
They say micro wrestling, but then in all the hashtags they use the
No, he's saying that they
they didn't say the N word, but they're like, we'll just switch it to micro. But it couldn't be like little people wrestling or tiny wrestlers or got to be M word anyway. So they do these promotions, and one of them was a male review.
I mean, they're stuck in like 2002, right? Like this restaurant seems like it's can't come back from the past. It's like, I know what we're going to do. We're going to do the little person wrestling or the oily bikini contest or inflatables, the whole nine. You and I were doing this back in 2002.
This is straight 90s radio.
Like, whoever... like
this is a gig for Hot Tub and Mini Fridge for sure.
This is a gig for Hot Tub and Mini Fridge.
This should be the next Hot Tub and Mini Fridge location.
We might have to send Hot Tub and Mini Fridge in there for some bar rescue.
So, the owners got all the ideas that we would bring to the table. So
I know, no. Don't shit on it. We'll show up and we'll just be like, "Hey, what's up? It's Hot Tub and Mini Fridge. Keep doing what you're doing. You got the goods."
So they were doing this male review. Now the video, which we can't even show on Twitch, but we can watch and describe.
I've been waiting for the show to tell you both. I tried to blur it. It's unblurrable.
Unblurrable.
So let's watch it.
Well, it's just you start to blur
There's
such
so
a
much
large.
of it,
Okay. I'm being real with you guys. I will not send this video out. I can't have it from the company. I could, but I'm not going to send it out.
Anybody could just watch it by searching Google.
It's on Reddit. If you want to find it. Maybe I'll throw it on the Tom... with your... Am I allowed from you to throw it on the Tom and Dan Reddit page?
Why asking my permission? I don't think
he didn't even know we had a Reddit page.
We do.
I don't even know what Reddit
Not a lot of people are in there, but we have a Tom and Dan Reddit page.
Also a medium Discord.
You know who started it? Our buddy Nick started the Reddit, and then the Discord. I don't even know who started that, but I'll give it to, if you whoever's a part of that, I'll send it to you so you can put it on there. But it's too big to blur. This man is talented.
Blessed.
I like the Discord.
Blessed.
Although I think I'm on the wrong one because that's not.
Yeah, there's two different ones.
I'm not on the right one because it's not the nudity that I used to see.
No,
it's something else.
That's a different Discord.
What is it? What else is that?
I don't know. I see one irritated dick every once in a while, but it's not.
That's. You're on my private Discord. This is. Do you want to play? We at least play the audio.
No, bro. You can play the video just so only we can see it.
You showed.
You showed it.
No, it can come up here.
Oh, okay. I thought it was okay. I thought you showed it on Twitch.
Right, let's watch it.
Here.
So normally in these male reviews,
holy moly,
they at least have a thonger on or something. This guy.
Hold on, that is a sock. My wife was right. That's
where's the?
That's a sock. Like that's not full genitals. I mean, it's close.
It's a thin sock.
Yeah. It's just a sock covering his dick, which is barely anything, right? It's just like.
Is that thing glued on? Because he's swinging it around crazy.
Going backwards when you
they put a rubber band at the
end. When you reverse the video, it's way more entertaining. Watch it.
He's helicoptering.
Watch it going backwards.
That's not even a helicopter.
Watch it going backwards. It's way more impressive. Going backwards.
So it's a dude.
That's a snake charmer right there.
It is a jacked ass dude. He looks like a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
And he's obviously
is he black or Middle Eastern? Or...
Well, he's got a crazy giant dong, right? Like if I did that, it's not going to look the same.
I mean, I can do that.
What is that?
You're just going to look like me floofing my pubes in the air, you know?
Yeah, I can't actually swing it.
I'm going to be like, floof.
This guy is swinging.
Floof.
All I'm doing is...
And look at all the phones out. Like, it's not like they didn't know this was going to get out.
I could circle the button, but I can't swing anything. You bring up a good point because the owners of Lilly's they understand that every single person that comes into their restaurant has a phone.
And this is a family restaurant.
Is it though? Like I don't know anything about it.
If it's like
I think after 10 p.m. they have these like more adult themes.
Like Club Applebee's. What do they bill themselves as? Like, do they have an official website where they list like a thing and then they say like, you know, like we are normally they're like, we're just a good old American water deck eatery in Florida.
So was this happening?
We serve
great food and great fun.
Yeah, conch fritters and a fish sandwich.
So you know how like Ross used to do his tumbleweeds, and
it says fun with family and friends.
All right. Well,
okay,
that sounds like family.
Well, I'm sure they
bring the family down and give our rentals a try. They also rent out.
Get a menu. Here's how you know. Do they got a kids menu?
Well, there's no kids there when this is going on, right?
There was a kid running the lights.
Yeah, they do have a kids menu.
Apparently, there was a kid running the lights.
Like,
nobody. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I doubt,
don't know.
because that would be a story.
That's what I'm saying.
They would. I mean, for sure, I would.
Do they kick all the kids out before 10?
Well, just because
I would. If I ran it, I would.
I know viral videos, so I would film the guy swinging his dong and then slowly pan to my son's.
Of course.
Yeah. So the fact that there's no video of that tells me there's no kids in the audience. It was just this video got released, and then the city of Claremont got all pissed.
Yeah.
And they're trying to shut them down or whatever. But what's interesting, did they have, like, was it a private event that you had to pay to get in?
No, from what I do think there were.
Yeah, it was like called a girls' night out male review. So I think you did have to purchase like a ticket.
But I think it was inside. From what I was told, and this is where the story.
Like it's inside
this is where the story becomes a telephone game. This is what I heard. And strictly what I heard. Started outside on their main stage, got too racy. There were complaints. Moved inside to what we're seeing, which is inside a conference room or a room for a larger party.
Yeah.
That's all I was told.
Okay, well,
that it moved into there, but I was also
that seems responsible enough.
But I was also told that you can see into the conference room from the windows the entirety of the restaurant, which I don't know to be true. Absolutely don't know it to be true. If anybody's been there, I'd love to. If you know, if the chat room knows, call in 1-844-TOM and Dan. I'd talk to you.
Here's the thing: I don't give a shit about this, but
it's all glass around.
Yeah, what's interesting is I want to, and we got to somehow talk to the owner because I have to figure out because even like
this place looks great.
So we are
sign them up, watering hole.
We are we talk a lot of shit and we say a lot of horrible things, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah,
we're a jokey show,
and we've done events before where crazy things happen on stage.
Not like
things,
that,
no. But I feel
the
like
closest we ever came to that was at Johnny's when we were doing the sandwich making contest, and then this lady pulled out her titties and they
mayonnaise
were
all over them.
She started rubbing like mustard and mayonnaise all over them, and they were unfortunate as hell, and they were just oozing all over and like oozing out of her top and into her top and out of her top.
Someone could have filmed that back in the day and put that on social. Yeah, but
it wouldn't have been as impressive as this. It would have been. You would have been like, you would watch it and you'd be like, what the fuck is that?
But that was an impromptu thing some person did.
It wasn't a planned
on
event.
Stage. Yeah.
She just was feeling it and pulled him out.
So I'm curious to while this is happening, the owner or the management, if they thought to
They're
themselves,
sitting back there like, this is we got it.
like
we got him tonight.
we can't have this guy twirling his dong with it because not because it's even appropriate, but because people are going to fucking put this on the internet and we're going to get a bunch of shit for it. And a bunch of, like, the city or, like, people are going to
Well,
attack
the owner
us.
wasn't there, number one, I'm guessing.
Is it that? Is it just like
he wasn't on
the
site
manager's
for the female review? Why would you be on site for the female review if you own this place?
I don't know. You're probably
Maybe
right.
because he wants to see what goes down because apparently a sex act happened.
Yeah, well, apparently they got...
That's the towel, right? The white towel?
No, he went further than that.
He
Apparently,
went behind her, dude.
Yeah.
There's a still image of him behind
Yeah.
the girl like he's banging her from the back.
Yeah, apparently he got...
I don't know if there was insertion, but if
No,
the
he's
fact
done that thing where
the fact that they're putting that in the news story that a sex act occurred,
Well, I think
feel like something happened.
I think you really...
you boofing someone, even
is
if
a
there's
sex
no...
act.
That is?
Yeah,
I think
That's
it is.
Well,
ridiculous.
it's nerdy news wanting to
Yeah.
describe it as
It's
a
what
sex
you
act.
yell at a council meeting. You're like, they were boofing! You know? And then they're like, they write it down. They're like, and apparently people at the restaurant behind glass were in fact boofing. You know, and that's how they do it. It's like, this whole thing is like, yes, is the whole thing exploded? Yeah, it's exploded now because you got every Karen in Claremont losing their mind, and then you got the ones that are like supporting it, or, you know, or I've never seen that when I've been there, and you got the others, well, this is indefensible.
Yeah,
you know, you got all that. It's unbelievable.
This is a private business, so
Yeah.
let them do it. But I'm curious to like how it happened, and even the male review.
Dongers on the lake. Somebody
Yes.
That's a great name, Dongers.
Like even the guys that were hired to do this, I wonder like
Welcome to
They don't give a
Blamos.
damn.
I know that, but you didn't even think, hey, we can't do this at a goddamn restaurant. Like if we fucking
What are you
swing
talking
our
about?
dicks.
It's what we do. I was bored for this.
Yeah, but
are you crazy?
You would think they would
No,
say,
no, you're looking at it wrong. If you're a dong flopper, you look for any place to be, like top of the Eiffel Tower. You're doing it anywhere you can. The streets of the mayor's office, or the steps of the mayor's office. You want to take it to the next level.
so.
You'll do it anywhere, dude.
Okay, the last question could this be good for them?
yes, absolutely,
Publicity-wise.
yeah. Because I want to go now.
So could this be planned?
No. Absolutely not planned. It just got out of control. They didn't know what they were into.
Okay,
People started leaking it. They're doing damage control now, and it's bad.
But yeah, obviously bad if they shut down your business, but some fines and stuff probably worth the publicity.
Well, now you have the community of people that think you're unsavory, and they want to. They got their torches out, and they want to run you out of town.
Hold on,
That's
guys.
what-
Here's our shot.
Yeah.
They're filming for new commercials for their establishment. They want every couples, singles, any gender, race, and age will be provided with free food and drinks, including alcohol. Let's try out
Yeah.
to be in the Lilies on the Lake commercial.
What do I got to wear the sock like this guy had on?
I don't know.
They just want a packed restaurant for a drone shot. I know how it works. Like, you know, they're just offering people to come
Let's
out.
get in on this.
Just free chicken fingers for a drone shot. No, thank you.
Damn it.
I want Lily's to...
Actually, a BDM actually commented on it. That's
Well,
funny.
No, I think that I'm gonna guess that this is bad because the community is now all upset. You got every mom that wants to take their kid in there, thinking that this is the type of restaurant you own, and now you got to earn back their trust.
I haven't been to Claremont in a while, but it's still primarily older.
Ding dang dig a dang, yeah.
Well, no, like but older people.
Not really, man.
No,
It's
There's
a
tons of new homes and
Yeah.
neighborhoods now. It's a lot of young
You can
people.
get a ton of house. Well, you could. You
yeah,
know, back
it's
in,
kind of rising now because
Yeah.
everyone's moving out there.
yeah, everybody is moving out there, but you
Because
could
like
get
10
a
years
lot of
ago,
home out there.
I knew Claremont as the place that you kind of like you move from Orlando.
When you had
or-
dirt bikes.
or just
Dirt
like,
bike people moved out there.
You know, like it's kind of hilly area, but you can have a nice piece of property and it's still small town feel. But it's close enough to Orlando to get there fast. But if you want to move to the outskirts of town, Claremont is like one of those sleepy towns.
Yeah.
And this
Not
is
so much anymore, though.
well because of so many people moving.
Yeah,
and
this
like
is
younger.
This
you
is
know.
isn't this just the element of Orlando pushing its way to
Yeah.
Claremont? I mean, we were doing this.
I was looking at Claremont when I was looking for a house just because
Yeah.
prices are crazy in Orlando.
We were doing this stuff. That's about right. We were doing this about 20 years ago, and now
Yeah.
Claremont's catching up with dongers on the lake. You know?
I just feel like any restaurant, like a seafood restaurant, you hire a male review.
Now it fits seafood restaurant more than it does Italian eatery.
It does. Seafood's always been more party.
It is. Let's talk about that. That's the real attitude here. Is that the reason you and I aren't this shocked about it And the reason why I know some people, I think Andrea thinks it's hilarious, by the way. She thinks it's the funniest video she's ever seen because my wife, there is nothing that Andrea Dennis finds more entertaining and will make her belly laugh than a floppy dick.
If that guy slapped you in the face, that shit would hurt. That's a
I thought you meant with his hand. I'd be like, why was he doing this?
With his donger.
Yeah,
there's a lot of there's a weight behind that.
There's some girth back there. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Dense. He's got a dense donger.
So we'll see if we can try to get the owner on to talk to him.
I want to talk to Mr. Donger.
I'm going to guess they're not going to want to do any press
Probably
whatsoever, even if we're like, hey, we don't think it's that bad. We love seafood.
We love dongs.
Yeah, I don't think they care.
Yeah.
Even if you and I went there and said, like, hey, this isn't that bad. We want to be your guys. He's going to be freaking out, and probably everybody's been fired. And who knows if they even last, right? Because it's the city council meeting, and then you get people putting liens on your property and voting you out of here and whatnot, all because you just wanted to spice up your Friday night seafood dinner.
Maybe they get a slap on the wrist. They pay some fine.
It would hurt the slap on the wrist. That's a big dick.
But there's a lot of political shit people could do, like take your liquor license away, or because. That's how all that shit works. It's like there's other ways. We could go
out there. Is it closed right now or
no?
They're open. We should go out there.
They got a Valentine's special coming up.
Do they? We should go to. Are they doing any more? I bet they pull back all the entertainment. Will be just like singer-songwriter. You'll get some dumb guy with a guitar.
They got a lot of bands and singer-songwriters.
Dude, the fact that this guy's doing this and the micro wrestling tells me that he's looking at it like this is good publicity. Any publicity is good publicity.
When's the micro wrestling?
He's doing 90s radio, so he's probably like, yes, like he likes it. And so he's not pulling back anything. He's going full steam ahead, right?
I think so.
I would assume.
There he goes.
Yeah.
That guy is so buff. And he turns around.
There he goes.
Wait,
he's getting her.
Yeah, he goes and he turns her over.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
dear God, make me a bench.
Did you just go, Are you ZZ Top now? LaGrange?
The women that volunteer to get boofed, right?
Yeah.
That is embarrassing after that makes the social media rounds too, right?
Yeah.
You don't see her face, though, unless there's more to that video. But
normally,
there's a video with her face.
You know what's funny?
There's a video somewhere of Cisco motorboating my tits at the old studio. Your wife took that video.
Oh, I thought you meant Cisco Thong Song, and I was like, we're going to be rich. I was like, where's that
It
video?
exists.
Yeah.
Somewhere on some old iPhone.
Well, Andrea
I think she deleted it. Yeah, if she told you
she's a
she
nerd.
deleted it,
I asked for it, too. I was like, just send it to me. I won't
she won't do that. She will not do that.
Yeah. I know. God, thought you were a man.
Wow. This took a turn.
Let's do some emails.
All right, we haven't done any of these emails. We got the new printer with the metal sides. We were printing out all of our
Now I can finally read them.
big, fat, delicious emails. Show at tomandan.com if you got an email for us.
Tom's Moldy Fleshlight. Hi, gang. I was listening to an old show recently, and Tom mentioned the Fleshlight he had and how he put it away wet after use. It got moldy, and he had to throw it away.
True.
This led me down a rabbit hole to see exactly what went into Fleshlight maintenance, and according to Reddit, it's a very complicated process. There's renewing powders to keep the sleeve feeling natural, special cleaners you have to use, and there's a special drying process you have to do. Most agreed that wedging it in a towel rack and letting it drip dry was the way to go. On top of all that, some of the people on Reddit buy sleeve warmers so that when they get ready to go, their Fleshlight is warmed up and ready. Some of the cheaper guys on there just boil a pot of water and let their selves soak for a bit to warm them up, similar to how I prepare spaghetti for my family. From what I've read, it's a very complicated hobby to partake in, so I don't fault Tom for treating his like a single-use product. Hopefully he's found the Tanga egg a bit easier to maintain. It does seem like a lot of work to clean.
Well, most things that are like, there's a lot of stuff like that that's like, they give you this device like...
Guys' sex toys are harder to clean than girls.
Yeah, because we need holes.
Because you're depositing something inside of a...
we need holes. You guys are, like, lucky in that you got all you need is a
rod.
stick. You need a stick. Hey, give that girl a stick so she can drill herself. Oh, there it goes.
And it vibrates.
Yeah, a vibrating stick.
Yeah.
Even a regular stick.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid and I found out that there were, like, dicks like rubber dicks, and then there were vibrating rubber dicks. And then even as a young man, I don't know, what am I, like probably 12 when I found that out, or 10 or something, and I'm like, well, why would anybody just want the non-vibrating rubber dick?
Right?
Even as like a little boy. I'm not even interested in it, but I'm like, well, yeah, obviously the vibrating one's the one that everyone buys. Not the case. Not the case.
There's an aspect of preparing to do that where I don't like.
What's the preparation?
Well, you got to chop the onions, chop the green pepper, chop the mushrooms.
I'm talking like
don't chop the mushrooms.
If you have a Fleshlight and like you have this where it's like if you're warming it up and if you're getting out you're cleaning stuff for after, it's just too much. You're just like, this is, because really you're getting to the same point no matter what. So by using all this fancy stuff or by just using the old-fashioned way, it's like after that point, it's all the
better
same
experience.
Well, that's why I don't like my packs as much as I like just like from True Leaf, just the True Pods. My packs, I would have to get out the grinder, get out my marijuana, put it in the grinder, grind it, separate it, take that, put it in the packs, pack it down, use the thing, tamper to pack it down, make sure that it was clean inside the thing, heat it up correctly, then take it out, take that the flour that was in there and gently fold it over each other so you're warming all of it. And I'm just like, oh my God, just give me the thing that hit the button to get high. I mean, like, I'm with you. I like sometimes
all
it's
this
like
just
easier just to jack off. Like all I want is the chemical that touching my penis gives me. Right. All I want is that end result. And what's the easiest way to do that is not by getting out like some sleeve that looks like an alien, that looks like a flashlight. You got to unscrew it. You got to lube it, warm it.
Yeah. You also don't want to do anything after that has to do with that. So, like, the proper putting it away and, like, drying it off and all that stuff, like, who wants to do that right after you've done that act? You don't want to even look at anything.
You just kind of want to sit for a second, you know?
Yeah. Also, you just be like, oh, what have I done? I'm disgusting. Get away. You're like, oh, God.
You have a weird relationship.
No, he's
with
right.
sex
I'm like
and
this
masturbation.
No, he's right. I'm like this with everything. I'm like this with food. My wife, as soon as that last bite of food.
You get embarrassed after you jack off?
Not embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed.
Or like shamed?
Oh,
just
anytime.
a tiny bit. You're just like, look at. I mean, it's just kind of sad.
Yeah. Anytime I'm holding my own ejaculate, I'm sad. That's a fact.
Like I'm not with my wife. I'm
I'm in an awkward position. Normally I've got one article of clothing that doesn't look right without another article. Like if I got a full shirt on but no pants, that looks weird.
Porky piggin'.
It's like, how proud of myself could I be? It's like, it's not like I did anything impressive.
But what you're talking about, like when you
looked bad, probably.
You're doing it and you're being alone, and you have small windows of time that you can do this, right? So when you're done using like the Fleshlight, you immediately have to go into cleanup mode, which is like what Andrea does with dinner. It's like the last bite of food goes into her mouth, and she's like, "Let's load the dishwasher," and I'm like, "No." I want to sit for a second, let my food settle. Let's talk a little bit. Let's relax, right? Yeah. And that's what you want to do after sex. You don't want to, even masturbation, it's like you don't want to whack it and then instantly have to like be running around and like
make sure it doesn't dry.
Yeah, you're like wash that, put that away, and I got to do all of this before the family comes in.
And
no, sir.
And you also, you don't want anything to do with that. I was like the old joke of going to business.com right after. Like, you don't want to see.
Take me in the opposite direction.
Yeah, exactly. You don't. So it's like when you're cleaning your Fleshlight, you're just like, I don't.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. It's perfectly said. Yeah, he's perfectly said.
Yeah, anyway.
All right. Funko Pops. Listening to an ACT from Tuesday, and I wanted to address Dan's old man rage about people collecting Funko Pops. I have some Funko Pops, but I would never call myself a collector. I bought some and got gifted some from shows and movies that I like, and it just grew from there. Like you said, they are just there to make me smile when I look at them during my workday, to make me forget the world for a minute. The problem is, there isn't really another good way to describe a group of things that are similar other than a collection. Anyway, I don't care that much. I just need to look like I'm doing work right now, so I'm typing this email. Love the show, and have been listening to it since the beginning. Love you guys.
That's my best part, is the fact that he didn't really need to send us an email.
He's like, I don't really care. I'm just pretending to work.
So I'd like to start a new program where I'd like more of these half-hearted emails. Are awesome because it helps you out as the listener. So the reason that one was included is to advertise the fact that if you want to just write an email about what you're doing, sitting there and pretending to work, please do that and address it to show@tomanddan.com. We'd love to have your email.
Now describe to me what a Funko Pop is again.
It's the little tiny doll.
I got one in there. It's the little body with the big head and the big black eyes.
I've never looked at your desk.
Yeah, he's afraid to.
I kind of like that. Although
Yeah.
you did look into my Facebook
Yeah,
message.
he
No,
did.
it was on the
Well, that
computer
was
he
his
gave me.
insatiable thirst for news.
No.
Yeah.
That was because it was on the computer that Daniel switched,
Yeah.
and I just clicked on my Facebook.
I heard that before.
And then
You
I
clicked
couldn't.
on my Facebook.
No, well, I opened a Facebook,
Facebook.
and then I was like, "What's happening?" Because I didn't understand.
What are these titties?
No,
I seem to be in a world of Samantha's titties.
I'm not joking. I couldn't even describe what is on your desk. It's not because I don't care.
your name.
No, it's not-
Whoever
Try and
you
name
are.
one thing that I have on my desk besides paperwork.
I could draw your desk. I could draw everything on it to scale.
Hold on. There is a picture of you and your husband around your desk.
I'm seeing a picture of
John Edwards.
I'm seeing a picture of
It's
a
maybe
husband.
you playing.
and-
Hold on. There's a picture of you playing drums.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
that's
he's-
true.
He's been staring at your desk. I knew it.
Staring at my drums.
I knew it. Yeah, he wants to beat those drums.
Anyway,
There's a
sorry, go
reason
ahead.
that every Friday he starts the show by playing "I Don't Want to Work Today." All I want to do is bang on my drums all day.
So the Funko Pops,
Yeah.
they are just little figurines, like
Little
bobbleheads.
dolls.
Yeah, they're little dolls.
They don't bobble.
They're
but-
little dolls for nerd babies to put on their desks to let other people around them know that they're part of a select nerd tribe of pop culture garbage.
What are the tiny figures of?
Different pop culture
Yeah,
garbage.
like mine's from Mr. Robot, the TV
Like
show.
everything you
Okay.
can think of. The Office,
I got
Avengers.
some Fraggle Rock ones.
Yeah, Spider-Man,
And can
Rick and Morty.
Can Funko Pop do these without licensing?
No.
they have to
They're
license.
all
all this.
licensed,
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There are like knockoffs that you can get, but
Yeah. It's pretty interesting that they can license that amount of stuff.
They got big enough by getting a few
Yeah.
officially licensed, and then it just started rolling. And now everybody wants to be a part of them because they're highly collectible. Are they worth anything? No. Are they
No.
worth? Well, money wise, are they worth anything to people that collect them? Sure, they're fun. I guess I've had a couple. We have one right here.
What do they cost?
Here's one that was gifted to us by the guys at the El Camino School. John from El Camino School gave us this MTV Moon Man Funko Pop. I had it behind me the whole time.
Okay, so that's what they
what-
and they all look like this, and they're just themed whatever the
They're
whatever
all-
the thing.
Yeah,
is,
that's
right?
an MTV Moon Man.
What does this cost?
$12, 14.
yeah, anywhere between 12 and 30. Depends where you get them and what it is.
Yeah.
Some are more rare than others too.
Brilliant business model if you think
It
about
is.
it, right?
Yeah.
Like because it's probably next to nothing to mold these, and then you just have to
Probably
brand
about
them.
$1.
Yeah, and then branding them. Some art team does that, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So, are they going to ever be worth anything?
No.
Ghost has. Well,
Is
they
there
are.
are there rare
Yeah, there are
ones?
rare ones. Like Ghost says on our Twitch chat room, twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. I have a WWE CM Punk Hot Topic exclusive variant Funko Pop that regularly sells on eBay for about $300 to $400.
Okay.
It's just like that. Remember the MF Doom figurine that I have? That Samantha looked it up, and it's going up because
Yeah.
he passed away last year. And I guess some of them do become.
I mean, most of them are not going to be worth
Gotcha.
anything.
Yeah. But there are rare ones.
Yeah.
Is it going to be a thing like Beanie Babies
Yes.
where they are out of style and then even the rare ones aren't worth anything?
No, I think there will. Some of them will hold their value because they're meant to hold their value.
And there's so many people doing it that there's always going to be some contingent of people that do this.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Beanie Babies died because there was no, people were collecting it, but they didn't know they were collecting them, really. There wasn't, a community of collectors.
And there's still
Eventually,
probably...
no, I mean, eventually
Crazy.
it became, but not like Funko. Like, Funko guys are
They've got the internet to connect them, which they didn't have in the Beanie Babies.
Also, it's it's been so commercialized in the fact that you can go to cons and get exclusive. You can go to stores and get exclusives. You can go to Best Buy and get exclusives. It's kind of woven into the fabric a little bit more.
Man,
That's what I mean about the Beanie Babies comparison.
Think about how the internet has opened up so many different ways to connect with hobbyists and people that are into the same thing.
Is that why you want to start your Weird Hobby Wednesday? Oh, we started that, by the way, on ACT. If you have a weird hobby, email Sam to the same
Yes,
email.
I already have one lined up. Yeah.
Yeah, Weird Hobby Wednesday. We're branching out because now we're
running out of jobs.
Jobs are fun, and we'll probably go back to it because that's still been my favorite segment we've ever done on ACT. But I think picking on people's hobbies and
Thought
stuff
it was
is
Who's Porkin'.
kind of interesting too. I forgot about that one. That is my favorite. Is Who's Porkin'.
But the like now you can connect with anybody that's into the same thing you're into so easily through the internet, and then it's probably strengthens a lot of different hobbies that you may have fallen out of like 20 years ago, but now it remains strong because you're able to connect with hundreds of other people that
You
are
can
into
see
it.
them.
You know,
I mean,
before
you would have been so isolated, right?
Yeah, it'd be like you could be the only person in your town that was into whatever collection, and then now, through the internet, like thousands of people, and you could share all that stuff, and that's got to have blown up the hobby.
Yeah.
Just anything hobby related, it's got to be bigger and more popular. Anyway, next email.
Anniversaries. Sam, while you were gone, the boys were discussing what anniversary you and Trav celebrated. When you started dating or the wedding day. So if you dated, got married, divorced for a few years, and back together, what day do you celebrate? This year will be 12 years back together dating, and we never celebrated because we didn't agree on when we got back together. Oh well, one less gift to buy. Wow, so this guy...
Well, when it gets complicated, just pick a date, and then, because it doesn't have to be that actual date. The whole point of it is just to
commemorate.
Do something nice.
Yeah. And that one day, and then you think about, your relationship.
God, we've been together for blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. But
I usually do that, without thinking about it. I got to try and change my language of being like, whoa, it's been that long?
And Trav and I made it easy by getting married on the same date that we started dating. So
I like that.
It's all the same date.
That's cool. That's smart.
But is it considered, I guess it's the same basic accomplishment, even if you start with the day you started dating date.
Yeah, because we stayed together the whole time.
Yeah, because essentially it's the same accomplishment. I guess people
we just didn't have that piece of paper saying we were married.
Yeah,
I think it means more because you didn't have the piece of paper, right? Because you were...
Hold on.
Now you're almost there's a weird...
God, it's so much work to get a divorce.
Right, there's a weird comfortable obligation you have now. Before you were doing it just because of the fact that you love smashing each other's faces and each other's genitals.
I figured it out. So logically, follow me here, you should celebrate the day you moved in together in the same house. Because that's the day...
Cohabitating is important, yeah.
That's the day you basically... Because that's an accomplishment.
I'm kind of freaking out because I've been agreeing with you a lot today. It's weird.
Well, living with another human, if you haven't done that before as an adult, is... And especially in that kind of relationship, having a roommate doesn't count. Living with
Andrea
another person...
never did. Andrea never lived with...
Any roommates?
No, she lived with roommates. And
I never lived with roommates.
Never a person.
She didn't live alone. And we even had a discussion. I remember early on when we were deciding, because she moved in with me before we were married.
Sinful.
Which we actually did kind of run up the flagpole to her dad originally because, a little more conservative.
Yeah.
And, but she was pretty dead set on doing it. But yeah, I can remember... Yeah,
How long were you dating before she moved in?
Man, a while. I want to say at least...
years?
I want to say maybe close to a full year, I want to say. And then, what the interesting part of that was that we did have a period where we discussed her going and living by herself because at the time... Now, it worked out fine, but I'm still a believer on, I think that's important for people to live by themselves. I think you learn something from it, being self-sufficient and living, at least 6 months on your own, in your own apartment, paying your own bills, taking your own trash out, doing your own laundry, living by yourself. It's your house. You're locking the doors.
My husband never lived alone.
Me neither.
I think it's important. I think that it is important to know how to do it because it's different.
Yeah, I started living with Crystal back off OBT in that place in 2000.
So you've always had a roommate when you've lived with people. You've never lived as an adult alone in your own dwelling.
No.
Interesting.
I only lived with my buddy Grizz for a year in college. I think it was 2 years. Where I just had roommates, and then I moved into Crystal.
Most people have not lived alone. I wonder if more people have lived alone, or more people have not lived alone. That would be an interesting. Because I have lived alone twice. I lived alone in the first house. I lived alone in my apartment behind the Volkswagen dealership on Lee Road here in Orlando.
Yeah.
I lived by myself there.
Totally no roommates.
No roommate, nothing. It was a little duplex, and then I lived by myself. When I bought my first house, I didn't have a girlfriend. I had some girls I was dating, but I lived alone in my own. The first house I bought, I lived alone in. Bought my own home alone.
See, that's
there are a lot of people in the chat who have never lived alone.
I think I'm going to guess, just to fuck with myself, that more people have not lived alone.
That's crazy.
Hey, this is how you find the good topics. We were just sitting here launching bombs out, and then you find something, you're like, really?
Dude, I went from my parents' house to college.
But I guess if you think about it when you're young, and if you do move out from your parents before, like jumping into a relationship,
get a roommate.
Yeah, you're poor. I mean, I lived alone, and I was all of my money went to bills and food.
Yeah.
That was it.
You always get roommates, or most people just get roommates to help split the bills.
Of course.
And then you meet your spouse or whatever, and then you start living with them, and then that's usually how it goes. But then there's divorce.
Rich. I wasn't, but I was making really good money, because remember, I had worked my way up early since 19 I had like a professional career, not a job. I had a career in broadcasting, so I was making more than most people my age.
Right.
And then at the time, remember, it was right before the housing bubble. So housing prices, I was able to get a new construction home in Deltona. Now, again, it's Deltona. It sucks shit. But I was able to get a home in there for $80 grand. $89,000, my first house I bought.
That's ridiculous.
And I bought that.
That is crazy.
I lived in
I went to the house in Deltona.
It's a nice-ass house.
Yeah, a 3-2.
It's not a mansion, but it's a nice-ass house. Brand new, 1,600 square feet.
It was built in the 90s, right?
Built,
2000?
Built in 2000, whatever that was. 05? 04? 04.
Okay, yeah.
Built in 04. 1,600 square feet, or
That's
just
nuts.
under $89,000. And I lived alone. Well, maybe I lived alone because I could afford to. Maybe it was economically.
I also kind of didn't want to live with anybody.
I didn't either.
Because I grew up with, two brothers, and then once we got older, my dad moved out. Like, they would always have their friends. So it was like always people at the house, and I was just like, just peace and quiet.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean? Plus, like, I didn't really, like, all my friends either were still living with their parents, had other roommates, or they had their own apartment, so there wasn't really anybody I wanted to room with, and I wasn't going to room with a stranger.
I can tell
I'm paranoid as hell.
Yeah.
I'm not going to Craigslist looking for a roommate.
This isn't super funny, but I can remember it just because I know that I speak mostly on this show, like, from an emotional standpoint, right? Because that's who I am. I can remember coming home from the radio station. I knew you at this time. This is probably when I was going through, like, heartbreak and stuff.
Yeah.
And I can remember coming home to that house by myself. Now, remember, this is the person that screams up and down he loves living alone. But I can almost manifest that feeling of coming in, putting my bag on the counter, knowing that I'd driven from Orlando all the way to Deltona Friday afternoon, right around, like, let's say maybe 8:15, 7:45, somewhere around then.
Yeah.
In order to do anything with any of my friends, I'd have to drive back to Orlando.
Yeah.
I want to have a beer or something. I want to hang out. I don't want to drink and drive. Nobody should.
Yeah.
And I can remember a cloud of sort of like, what the fuck am I doing? Like that feeling of like, what's my purpose? Where are you going to? What are you doing? And I can remember that is a horrible feeling. I remember that feeling of just like it's just like what the fuck am I? I mean, in a small town, like nobody around there is anybody that I want to be a part of. The only reason I'm living there is because I can't afford to live in Orlando.
Yeah.
And I'm just alone in the spot. I was kind of shitty, like so. There is a bad side to it.
Now that I think about it, I've lived with Crystal for 20 years because we moved in together after 9/11. So
wait, that right after the plane went in, you're like, I'm out of here.
It was like a little while after that, our duplex that me and the Grizz lived in, was over, and then I moved in with her. And
I've basically lived with my husband for 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he basically started staying in my apartment. He didn't technically move in, quote unquote, but he was there every goddamn day. He might as well have lived with me.
That's what Andrea kind of did.
Yeah.
And that's why.
And then eventually his shit slowly started coming over to my apartment.
Well, I just kind of told her that. I was like, well, this is stupid because
you're
a couple
here every
times
day.
this week I've driven over to your house to get a couple things. She'd jump out of the car, run upstairs to where her roommates were, run into her room, grab a few things she needs and come back down. I'm like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
This is really dumb.
I've become so codependent on my wife. And I'm wondering what would happen if I just lived like
let's do an experiment.
If you put me in an apartment and then figure everything out.
Survivor Man, Tom alone in an apartment.
Well, it's just like this is like a fucked up R-word Squid Game where you just like have this guy in an
He'd
apartment.
probably just be jacking off all day.
no alarm.
Because he doesn't have kids to walk in on him. His wife isn't around.
No alarm. Doesn't
Right?
show up for work. We go over there. Just you, VR headset.
He's eating wings and
just
jacking off.
fucking come everywhere.
If I could just do whatever I wanted.
What would you do?
Imagine,
What would you do if you could do whatever you
just
wanted?
like his sons, you'd be mindful.
For a week, for a full week.
Yeah, I think because like
Play
like,
video games? Would you play games?
Of course he would.
I don't know. It would involve like lots of THC, like, and drinking, and then the jacking it. There's like
We come over there, you had no pants on, Call of Duty T-shirt, Cheetos and pizza everywhere.
because I can't control my impulses without someone. Like, I always have something to do. There's always things to do. Kids, dinner,
All kinds of
breakfast,
Amazon
lunch,
packages. Every
big
one wheel
projects,
known to man. One wheel pint plus, one wheel extended battery.
So I only get about a half an hour a day to actually do what I want to do, and then in that time I'm gonna squeeze it.
Yeah.
So I think it would just be that half an hour.
Half an hour
all
with
the
erectile
time.
dysfunction is so hard to squeeze it all in. Should we take a break?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because we got news, right? We got Ross on
Yes,
news.
we do.
I got really good music for you guys this week. We're going a little more rock and roll, and then we're going to close everything out with something a little bit more funky. Oh, by the way, speaking of music, I am going to be on What the Hell is Angel listening to tonight. I'm the guest DJ, and I will be playing 2 20-minute sets of music that I think you will really, really like. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you can tune in tonight for What the Hell is Angel listening to, and I believe that kicks off. Does he kick that off at 11 or midnight? Or is it 10?
I thought it was 9, so
9
I don't
might
even
be.
know.
I get the time wrong, but you can look it up. What the Hell is Angel listening to on the Facebook? This is a band, more of a traditional sort of rock and roll band called Charger. We've played them before.
Yeah, 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
9 p.m. to midnight.
I think I'm the later set. Or does he open with me? I'm giving you a lot of misinformation. Just what the hell is Angel
check it
listening
out.
to? This is Charger. Name of the song is Rolling Through the Night. It's really, really classic rock and roll. 1-844-TOMNDAN show at tomandan.com for that kind of stuff. I need to get a hold of our buddies over at Guardian Water Services because I need a bigger tank.
Yep.
Between the
New
cooking,
RO?
new RO tank, for my RO system. I've got a nice tank. It's a good size underneath the kitchen sink, but I needed to be bigger with all the cooking. And me and Andrea have increased our water consumption to a point where now we're just crushing that thing.
Dude, when you get the bigger tank, hook it up to your ice maker in your fridge.
I gotta do it.
And they could do it for you at Guardian Water Services. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were at talking about getting a whole house system,
Like a conditioning system.
Yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
so that all the water that comes into your house is conditioned. That way, it goes to all your appliances and your shower and everything.
Yeah.
Saves all your appliances because there's no calcium buildup and everything. And they were like, "Well, I don't like how the soft water. It feels like there's soap still on your skin after." I'm like, "Well, you're using the wrong soap.
Yeah.
Because once you get the water conditioned, then you can use cheaper
Basically
soap.
anything you want. Yeah.
And there's specific soap because the soap
it has to counteract all the junk in the water. I mean,
the chlorine and everything. So
It's a mess.
So when you get the full conditioning system, you can get more inexpensive soap that works better with water that has all the chlorine and all the calcium and everything taken out of it. Talk to Guardian Water Services. They'll send someone by, they'll test your water, and they'll see if this can work for you. Because a lot of people have well water, and their city that they live in has bad water, and or you can get the RO system like me and Daniel have.
And they do a lot of work. We've talked about it. They do a ton of work with our good friends over at the Yellow Brick Road Foundation. Check out our bidding right now. It's the action's going on right now at TomandDanGiveBack.com. Josh, owner of Guardian Water Services, he loves Yellow Brick. So just keep in mind when you help Yellow Brick, you're helping him too, and Guardian out. They buy, I think at this point they're pushing 20-25 wagons at this point that they've purchased for the children of the Yellow Brick Road Foundation.
Yep, Josh is a BDM, so let him know if you're a BDM or a listener. It's GuardianWaterServices.com.
That is Billy Talent featuring Rivers Cuomo. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer here, and I guess we should just go ahead and jump into it now because I know I'm ready.
Ross's piece of shit news.
Ross's News brought to you by the Bart Merrick team. You can go to barttherealtor.com. If you're looking to buy or sell a house, they'll take care of you.
Yeah, man.
They have bought and sold hundreds and hundreds of Tom and Dan listeners' houses, BDM's houses. Ask anybody in the BDM page. And they'll tell you about it.
Not step on the lasers, please.
It's the Bart Merrick team. How you doing, Ross?
Tom hit the post like it was a fucking guard post outside an ABC liquor. He was drunk parking.
I've never been good at that. Anything that traditional radio says is good, I'm bad.
Yeah, you've always hated it. You've always hated it, too.
Yeah, it never worked out. Anyway,
I was hanging out with Bart at the Bull and Bush for open mic night the other day on Wednesday. And he was talking about how many houses he sold in the last few years since he started advertising with you guys.
Yeah.
And it is fucking insane.
And that's the important part is the experience you get with the Bart Merrick team.
Yeah.
They know, especially how the market is now. And if you use a realtor that doesn't sell that many houses, they're just not going to give you the amount of expertise that Bart and Crystal can. So,
it happens.
Yeah.
And we can't help, and we talked about a little bit about this off air. I cannot help but notice that your hair is luxurious. Are you keeping it? Are you cutting it again and donating? Because it looks really good, man.
Yeah, at some point I'll donate it. But yeah, I don't know. I heard like weird shit about Locks of Love. Supposedly there's another one that's like better, but I'll look into it at the time. But for now, I'm keeping it. I like my wife likes braiding it when I go out for shows or whatever. So she braids me up on show nights, and it's fun.
It's cool. Yeah, I dig it.
How long could you get it, Ross? Like, is there a point?
Is there like a threshold?
There's a point where it will stop growing. Like everybody's hair has a ultimate length.
I don't think mine does. My mom always told me that my hair could be anything it wanted to be.
It will just fall out at a certain point.
I don't know. Let's see.
Well, keep it going. I want will you keep it going for another 5 years? I mean, at what point will it become too cumbersome to even live with?
That's a good question.
I'll tell you, who knows that quite, because that is the question. At some point in the summertime, I'll just get too fucking hot and I'll be like, let's go. But I promise you this, Tom, when I do get it cut off, when I donate it, or, maybe I find like a rich Saudi buyer, let's say, before I get it all hauled off to wherever it goes, I will do the world's longest rat tail for you before.
Well, hold on a second. Now you're going to have to put that behind a paywall, sir, and put all that money in your pocket. You're going to have to put that in your pocket. You don't just be giving that out for free. No, sir. The rat tail, magnifique. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, maybe we'll reserve the rat tail and you can auction it off for Yellow Brick Road in a future year, whatever that happens to be.
Wow. And then it could be like the world's first human hair whip.
Do you, Ross? Do you have to put it? Do you get it wet every time you take a shower, or do you try to keep it dry? My wife, she's like, it's too much of a pain in the ass to dry her hair.
That's actually a really good question because Ross, the last couple times we've seen you, your hair is looks top notch, which leads me to believe that you don't have off days. I mean, there's a lot of wear and
that's a pain in the ass.
A lot of upkeep
to dry that amount of hair.
You know what? I honestly don't mind washing it. It's not that big of a fucking deal. But like I said, 1 or 2 times a week, my wife's braiding it up, and then I'll let that roll for 2 or 3 days before I unravel it. This glamorous, shimmering, silken wonder you see here. This is I just took out Wednesday Night's Braids a couple hours ago, so it's still a little shimmery from that.
That's your band name, Wednesday Night's Braids. Wednesday Night's Braids.
All right, Ross. What do we got for the first story?
Oh, and Tom, you did want me to remind people before we get started that if war between Russia and Ukraine breaks out during the news today, all the live listeners win a free T-shirt.
All right. Is that probable that that's going to happen?
Breaking news: Russia reportedly moving blood supplies to the front lines with the Ukraine.
Blood supplies.
They're not generally seen as a good sign.
Yeah, I'm going to take down my Putin statue now. I removed it from the speaker.
It's been a while since a country's invaded another country, right? Besides from us, you know what I'm saying?
I don't really keep up with it. I used to have an app on my phone that would send me a text message anytime that we used a drone to kill somebody, and I had to delete it because I'm serious. It was just going off. SBK told me about it. Soul Brother Kevin told me about this app. You could download it. It would send you a text message every time.
How do they know? What the military
they
puts it out?
Yeah, I
guess
guess like legally through world law, they have to like keep a record of this or something, and it would come through and say like it would say the coordinates and say X and then like Saudi Arabia and this guy dead, and I'd be like, oh man, I got to delete this. This is sad.
There's got to be a couple ones that are like, don't talk about that one. We missed.
Tom, I want you to also consider the possibility that some people in the area of the people who were blown up may have also reported it.
Oh yeah,
there's that. Yeah,
everybody got cell phones.
Yeah, the wife of Guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure people are not listening to our show for any sort of geopolitical news.
No.
But
oh shit, you're gonna hate this next story then.
No, I was gonna ask you because Ross, you know, because you keep up with this stuff, and because I'm an idiot, I don't know. Why is Russia invading Ukraine again?
They want it.
The reason why most countries invade other countries, they want the land.
It goes way back to like Putin. Even like his final paper or thesis that he wrote. Because big KGB guy, right? And I think he wrote a big paper on the exile of the Ukraine from Russia and why it should still be a part of old Russia. He's more of that guy.
Is it like kind of like China is with Hong Kong and like I know it's a little different.
Being a part of them?
Yeah,
sure.
it's just
yeah,
like
I think so. Yeah.
And then
usually the big two are that used to be our land, so we're taking it back, or our people are all cramped up and we need that land for our people. Those are usually the big two reasons to take somewhere over.
And I read something too about like they're not part of the UN, so that's what that if they
NATO
if they were part of NATO, then members of NATO would be forced to help them.
The minute Russia set foot on them, if they were in NATO, we'd all have to respond too. And so that's why right now, like the strongest response we're getting from Biden is, if you do it, I'm going to sanction you.
Yeah. That's what I heard too. And I'm like, well, even I don't know what that means. And I'm like, that ain't that much. That's not going to scare that dude. He rides a horse with no shirt.
He said it like hardcore, though. He was really saying he was going to sanction the hell out of him.
Like, I feel like that's not anything for Putin and Russia, right?
I don't believe so.
And well, at least it probably will just hurt the people that are innocent there that want nothing to do with it.
Right.
And we're going to like,
oh, this ruins my Friday.
Well, now they can't get meat for a long, or whatever it is that we barter with them.
Right.
All right, Ross, what do we got next?
You can't make this shit up news. Joe Biden planning to visit Pittsburgh today to give a big speech about how he's improved the national infrastructure. Mm-hmm. Breaking news in Pittsburgh, a bridge collapsed, 10 people sustained injuries, dramatic photo of a bus dangling off a bridge, readily available if you want to look it up.
Oh, man. Biden's got to be like, man, why this timing? Why did this shit happen? Like, right, where he's like, couldn't it happen, days after I left or some different time right now?
Please.
But again, are there bridges falling? There's bridges falling apart everywhere, right?
Oh man, I grew up in Pennsylvania and about 45 minutes outside of Pittsburgh, and there's a lot of bridges about to fall down, dude. Like it could happen 3 more times today.
Infrastructure plan.
Yeah.
We need new roads and bridges. We'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
We'll get
there.
Eventually.
And they're all dilapidated now, and it's like by the time that this shit even gets to them, I mean, it's going to be real bad, right? Like,
oh my God!
They'll start trying to fix some, but they're all messed up anyway.
A lot of these bridges were really nice, iron bridges when they slapped them up in 1850 or whatever. But now they're a little bit rusty, and it's not good.
Yeah,
too much snow on this one is what took it down.
Damn. People don't talk about that though. Like I remember reading about like amounts of snow and the weight that it can get to, and then there's like obviously there's some sort of like math to that and how much it can pile up and then like just crush things. In certain areas, it's amazing.
And if you think there was a time that we were really expanding as a country and we were building all this stuff, and then like this great expansion, and there's so much growth, but like all that shit is getting old as hell right now, and then no one's the upkeep is hard. They got to and so we're experiencing a lot of shit. Like I've seen more collapses and things fall down, and
it's almost like it's the end of the world or something.
It's all this old shit is getting.
We got a lot of shit that was built a long time ago that is not good for very long. Here in this town, I just happen to know we got a lot of pipes and shit that need to be replaced. And they're working on it, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah, and it's like
that's the thing about pipes.
I also get mad. I'm like, why did you build these things out of iron or whatever the hell was it? Those type of pipes that
copper pipes?
No, that everybody's replacing.
Iron pipe.
Is it what?
They got ductile iron pipe.
And that's the one that goes bad in houses. So they're like, oh, they've got iron pipes or whatever. That's the one that eventually, right now, everybody's dealing with the problems, right?
Well, down here, copper is really the problem. Copper will start to pin spot and stuff. You get pin leaks out of it.
That's what I had in my old house.
Yeah.
Remember, I couldn't get it insured because I had copper. And then I had to, get a few places fixed to PVC just enough percentage-wise for the insurance company to say, we'll do it now. And then I just... And then, you know what? I don't think I've ever talked...
right behind this one foot.
I don't think I talked about this. In some sections of those photos I sent in, I actually cut PVC and slipped it over the copper. I've never said that.
Scam.
I've never said that. I'm only saying that because Ross's hair is so beautiful. There. I feel better. I feel like a weight lifted off my chest.
That makes me like you more.
That's a good scam. If everybody's keeping on a list of scams, write that one down.
Just use some of the pieces that you cut that are remnants. You just tuck them on there, less copper.
Oh, we got some scam news in Ireland, the town of Carlow. This guy came into where you pick up pension checks. Old timers get a check that they can pick up. A guy came in, asked about picking up an old guy's check for him. They said the old guy's got to be here with you, sir. So a little bit later, two dudes come back. This guy that questions have been asked about in tow with them, but he seems a little sluggish. So they start asking a couple questions. They ask him to have a seat. Everybody has a seat. The two youths who were on the sides of the guy bolt. They leave the guy behind. Upon further investigation, that guy is dead.
Oh, my God. Why even bring the dead guy in?
They weekend at Bernie's.
They collect the check, so they weekend at Bernie's him into the fucking office, and the office did not fall for it.
How did they think it was going to work?
Was that a dance a couple years ago?
Okay, so...
The Bernie, where you're like... like Bernie. Like Bernie. I think that was a dance craze.
I must have missed that one.
I'll have to look that up. Or try and look that up, Sam.
Let's talk this out for a second, because what bothers me
is... that was a dance for
Yeah, you're right. The Bernie lean.
The Bernie, I told you.
I'm
the coolest on the show, Ross.
2012, though.
2012. I'm hot like 2012.
How did these guys not know... there's one thing, it's show me the guy in the car, and they're like, all right, put him into the car in the passenger seat and put his hat over his head. He's like, he's taking a nap. That you could probably get away with because the bank manager just looks in the car. But if you are...
Yeah, you're an idiot once you start bringing them in.
This is awesome.
You're walking the dead... Also,
I would like to try this.
Sets in fast.
Yeah.
I would like to try this. This is
how is he not stiff?
This is the only thing that's super disgusting and twisted that we've brought up that I would actually, if I wasn't going to get arrested... If somebody had a dead relative that they'd let me try this with, I would try this.
But wouldn't you...
I would try this.
Wouldn't you figure that if you brought the dead guy in, they're going to ask him a question, and verify his account?
Hey, wake up!
Then you start doing your ventriloquist act.
And you're like, he's addicted to pain pills. I'm sorry. Hey, help me out here. This guy's addicted to pain pills. I'm trying to help his mom out. She needs a surgery. You just start lying.
All right.
You're not good at any... I'd be a better scammer than you.
But it's like I wouldn't even try to bring the dead body because I'd be like,
no.
Let me see a Bernie.
Someone's going to ask him a question to be like, "Why? What's wrong with him? Like his head's going to be down, or like unless he's
like he has
stiff."
dementia.
Yeah,
right?
even the chat room is like, you just say like he's drunk or he's having one of his episodes. Oh, let me put a sugar pill in his mouth.
Right.
No, but
I mean, two things. The way you do this is you put him in a fucking wheelchair. If you spend $30 to make $500 or whatever, put him in a wheelchair, put a blanket on his lap, and pretend he's nodded out. You're done.
That's the FDR.
But I can also solve this crime right now. Whoever in Ireland watched both Weekend at Bernie's movies in the last week is the fucking criminal.
He start getting the streaming numbers, start triangulating it.
I do
have Netflix UK look into this.
Scotland Yard shows up.
see. But what makes me angry is that they were dumb enough to try this, but smart enough to realize it was going poorly and leave. I was like, how were you smart enough to realize this is going so poorly? You jetted because you were dumb enough to even try it, which makes me think that you should be dumb enough just to sit there while the cops come and arrest you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Don't forget they were dumb enough to leave the body behind too, though. So they did double down on dumb.
You're right.
Faster that way, though. It would be really hard if I'm like, come on, let's get out of here. And then I'm like, right there. God damn it.
Well, at one point you just start dragging him, and then he hits it. You whip
His shoes are falling off. I'm just dragging him through some shit.
Yeah. And you end up dragging him by one leg, so his other leg is kind of half cocked, and then it gets crushed in the doorway.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. You tuck it all in the back seat.
Yeah. So, did they murder him, or they just don't know?
They're investigating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The police look at it. They're trying to find these guys, and trying to find out what killed the guy, B. Yeah.
Because I'm guessing they didn't murder him, and I'm
It's like one of their uncles or something.
Yeah.
They found him passed out.
and they think, or
Let's get his check.
I think it's you found your uncle or whoever this was dead already, right?
It's unfortunate.
So
but
then
hey.
you're like, well, we didn't kill him. He's dead already, so we might as well get his money. He would have wanted that. You rationalize it.
He wanted the fucking money. Yes, he would.
And then you think,
I don't know why I'm doing those voices, but it just seems to fit the
worst case scenario. They try to get us for some sort of fraud, but we're poor. We need money. Or
No,
something.
they'll get him on one of those dead body charges where you're not supposed to be whacking.
tampering with the corpse.
Yeah, I hate that one because it's like, give me on the bank one. The other one was just you knew I did that. You don't need to tack
That
it
was
on
the
there.
means to the ends.
Yeah, you don't need to tack that on there. I know what I did. I know. Don't get me from, unbecoming mutilation of a dead. They always make it sound like shameful. I don't like that.
What next story, Ross?
All right, Dan, I know you missed. They canceled Live PD, right? It's done. They don't do that anymore.
did.
Yeah, I mean, right when it was hitting its uber racist point, they canceled it. Yeah.
So I know you're probably aware then of the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. I guess they were featured on the show.
Yes.
They recently had to shut down their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for two reasons. First of all, it was so widely adopted. People loved it so much that they were using it instead of 911 to report crimes.
Oh my God. Well, it was like at one point
to try to get them out there, right?
I enjoyed the show a lot because it was live, and I love the live aspect of it. And Andrea was addicted to it. But like it hit a point where it was like the most watched show on cable television. Like it was like, and then so I could see that. I could see people using it because people are stupid.
It does look like they're trying to get it back to come on the air.
They've been trying to get it back. It's just the narrative sort of changed on everything, right? And you had like some really bad cops doing really stupid things, and you had really bad cops doing really bad things.
Yeah,
and stupid cops doing stupid things.
Well, I'm sure everything's based on advertising, and I'm sure it's the climate of the country, and that because their content was all about police officers arresting people, and then it was kind of like they had it live, so they couldn't really control that much of the output. I mean, they had a little bit, but it's
and there were some really unfortunate and sad things that happened on that show, and I was just kind of like,
I'm sure no sponsor wants to be involved because they're like, we're out on this. It's just sponsor
Even
money.
I got to a point where even after watching it and watching, like, there was one guy that, like, we watched it live, and then they came back and the guy died. You know, like I'm like, I don't think I want to watch that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't think I need to watch that. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was at the time, and then even I changed a little bit, and that's okay.
That's what put me off that. Remember that Canadian Cops TV show, Dan? It was it was a really funny show. And then like second season, they come back, and the opening scene is a guy who drowned at a beach and a body recovery.
Oh, man.
And like the tone just shifted so hard.
Yeah.
I was like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah, I think the kids say it just slaps differently. You know,
Yeah, it
like,
hits
it's just,
different.
it's just no. I just when the guy died in his front yard. After that, Andrew and I were like, it used to be like fun. You know, there's a lot of like they were stopping DUIs. The stopping DUIs is a good thing. You know,
Yeah.
like,
When they stopped that drunk Canadian guy and he wouldn't give his name, and then he finally said, "My name's Donald fucking Duck." It was fucking hilarious. Body recovery, not so much.
not so much.
Well, you know what I just thought of? Like, the reason why is like everybody wants to go viral. Everybody wants to be on TV. You know, that's why they're reporting on Facebook. They're like, hopefully they come and film me or whatever.
Yeah.
But what I was thinking about this. Do you think that like going viral nowadays has less of an excitement factor than being on local news did 20 years ago, or even still does? And for instance, like if you were on local news, like even 20 years ago or whatever, it would get less views than like something that goes viral and you get 2 million views, right? Like, so on the internet now, if 2 million people see your video, like that's a big deal. Not the hugest deal because there's more hits than that, but it's more people than watch the local news. So you should be more excited that this many people saw you. But for whatever reason, being on the news or like any local news press or whatever seems like it's more exciting. Even being on the radio,
it's woven into the fabric of everything that we do more. So
It'll
means
slowly
less.
disappear, though.
but that will change.
Yeah, it'll change.
And it's concentrated locally. It's more people you know are exposed to it, as opposed to like more people worldwide.
Like random
Who gives a
strangers,
fuck?
yeah.
But like
So that's
all the people in your area knowing is more concentrated.
Yeah. So okay, that's what the important is. It's like hopefully someone saw this. Like, you know, if a billion
Hopefully
people,
your fucking aunt that doesn't talk to you, that's a bitch, saw it, and she's like, "Oh my god, it's on TV."
Yeah. All right, next story, Ross.
That was a little too raw and real. I'm sorry. That maybe came out of it. You guys missed though. You guys went off on a fucking live PD tangent. The Pasco County Sheriff's Office, they had to shut down their social media because people were reporting crimes to that instead of 911.
Yeah.
And so, like, you know, whoever fucking checks their social media in the morning was coming back to, like, you know, reports of armed robberies and shit on Facebook. It was getting out of control. And also, a lot of what they used it for was trying to disseminate information about lost persons. And apparently almost every single one of those comment threads turned into judgment of the parents for letting like a child go missing.
Course,
Yeah, those never go well.
So they just shut down their social fucking media.
Yeah.
Probably.
Good for them.
Probably a good move.
How about just turn the comments off? Like,
Yeah, you can do that.
Just
Tony does that sometimes.
You can put out
gotta do
that.
it.
Like, we want to find the kid. Just you don't want all the comments.
Yeah, we don't need your comments.
Yeah, just turn the comments off.
Call us if you have any information. Yeah.
I like
If I
that
was
just
your
gave up.
kid, I'd run away too.
They probably don't know how to do it, right? So they just like shut it down.
Because nothing helps a parent that has a missing kid more than getting on there and judging the shit out of them. Oh my
Right.
God.
People
Social
have
media
to.
is so good.
It says comment. So what am I supposed to say? I have to say something.
I have to.
Yeah.
God, I'm just
It
gonna,
told me.
You know what? I'm not going to be mean. I'm just going to give it an angry face.
What am I supposed to say? What's next, Ross?
All right, we'll stick with cop news. Missouri State Highway Patrol, they sent out an alert statewide, all over Missouri. All cell phones in the state went off, telling people to look out for, in Gotham City, Missouri, authorities are searching for a purple and green 1978 Dodge 3700 GT. The only problem is this was a mistakenly used test, and the car that they sent out an alert for was the one used in the 1989 Batman movie.
I was going to say, that's the Joker car, right?
It is the Joker's car. They sent out an alert, highway patrol alert for the Joker. And apparently this message alert system, the system is only supposed to be used if an officer's killed or seriously injured in the line of duty, and they mistakenly sent out this thing.
I
That's pretty awesome.
This screams of nerd in the IT department is doing a joke to the other nerd friends, and they're new, and then it actually got put out.
Watch this.
And then some cop, because he doesn't understand the joke because he's not a nerd.
The Joker's real?
Or he's half-ass paying attention to what's going on.
Sees that.
The Joker's fucking real, bro.
And I like to imagine like some nerd that had the Joker's car that's driving around, because for sure in Gotham.
I love the Joker.
Well, people get the Ghostbuster hearse and they get the Back to the Future DeLorean. Like he's driving around and some cop guns him down.
Oh, did it.
How about more realistically, like any of the wives of cops or husbands of cops on duty that day who knew that this was like a text message alert for a cop killed in the line of duty and that they're looking for a car now? How about that?
Yeah.
That would be... that'd be bad.
It like the how easy it is to put out information. I mean, it's gotten a lot of people in trouble, but
it happens all the time to ESPN. They are forever getting the scores wrong, getting things wrong on the app, right?
Yeah.
Just think about that. I mean, like, how many people do you think you know of that have the ESPN app? Even people I know that don't really like sports have it, just so they can keep up with like the Magic or like Orlando City. And they'll put a tweet out or put a push notification to their app, to all of their, everybody on the app, like the wrong score of like the Alabama championship football game.
Yeah.
Andrea and I've seen
how does that happen?
Since Andrea and I've been together, it's probably happened 20 times. So you're right. It's too fast. It's too easy to put stuff out there.
It's weird, too. Like, you have a government program. You're trying to put out stuff to the community that there's no, like, safeguard where it's like, are you sure you want this to go out? You know what I'm saying? And maybe there is.
How about this, Tom? Mount Pleasant, Michigan, Central Michigan University, 58 students who sent in, like, an application to get into the school, basically. Log in to the website to check to see if they get into the school, and they receive a message saying they won the Centralis Scholars Award, which is a full tuition, room and board, money to books and supplies, and a $5,000 study away award. So these 58 kids are freaking the fuck out. And then they get the call that it was a mistake.
Oh, that's Michael Scott.
Oh, my God.
Bullshit.
They got
laptop batteries. Oh, shit. They got a laptop battery.
No, actually, this college immediately announced they are going to make up for it, and they will give 58 of these kids are getting full rides if they attend.
Good.
Oh, really?
Oh, man, you know what?
You have to do that for publicity, right? There's no way they can let the story.
Or just to be fair. I mean, it's kind of...
Or does it tell you that this shit is fucking worthless and they're overcharging for it on a day-to-day basis and they know that and they don't give a fuck and they'll just give it away at the drop of a hat?
You and your beautiful hair just sucked the positivity I had out of that. Damn it, Ross.
It's like us giving a free BDM membership.
It's really a pain in the ass to have that membership. You know how hard it is to have a BDM membership?
All right, well, you'll give you one free BDM membership.
But only one.
Yeah, you're right. You kind of do devalue where you're like, well, how valuable is this to you if you're just willing? If you made a mistake and then you're like, oh, I will give it to you.
It's like if Little Caesars mistakenly gave away 58 pizzas, they'd be like, maybe a half-price pizza, maybe.
Yeah, because like the owner's like, I can't afford the 58 pizzas for free.
Yeah. Interesting. All right, I like that one.
Well, you think about this, like. They are so colleges sell education, and they just are increasing class sizes to the point where I remember when I was going to college a long ass time ago.
It's a business.
No,
they don't educate anybody.
Yeah, well, I mean,
not unless they're going to like Harvard or something.
They give you the opportunity to educate yourself, right? I think it's
the internet does that.
Right.
Then what my mom used to say is true. My mom used to tell me it wouldn't matter which college I went to, as long as I was there to learn, that I would learn stuff and I'd be smart.
Of course, yeah.
And that's true.
And it's up to the student. I mean, they can't force you to learn and be a part of anything.
That's in you.
But still, though, like you pay for, everybody's paying the same amount of money, and you're going to classes where they're like, well, we're increasing the class size from 40 to 200, and then and you were like, well, what did you do to like increase my what I'm getting back? You're like, no, just there's more people. There's one teacher who's teaching everybody. everybody.
to say it,
You're
it's
like,
just you're
okay,
going to
well-
be more disconnected from the teacher because he's going to literally be like a football field away from you.
Yeah, I don't give a shit,
Okay.
but it's like the business model is like you can start getting a lot more and not having to offer that much more. And then it's
Yeah,
like,
and then there's online classes where you don't even see the professor.
and no one even
I
checks.
enjoyed those.
Like,
Yeah.
what college kid even verifies that the professor knows what the fuck they're talking
Exactly.
about? No one knows. Anybody teaching me shit, I'm like, I don't know. I guess they know.
Whatever. Guess I got to do this report.
I don't know his background or how good he is, or like I laugh about like even what they're teaching kids in internet marketing.
We were talking about this yesterday. It's so outdated right now.
Like social media, like they teach UCF teaches social media marketing. I have no idea, so I'm speaking about this ignorantly because I don't know, but. I imagine they're teaching them like by the time the professor learns the what to teach them, it's already outdated.
Oh, yeah.
Even if he learned it 2 years
It
ago.
moves so fast.
I mean,
Yeah,
that was
it's
the
like
case.
it's different now than it was 2 years.
That was the
or
case in my
1 year.
radio and TV classes at UCF. I remember the professor saying to us, "Hey, we can't use our textbooks because all the equipment we actually have is better than the textbook. So I'm going to be teaching this from what I know." So, like, even the book that we took home, we did some stuff out of that, but anything that we were doing on like equipment, he was like, "Nah, I'll just do my own curriculum." Like, it was
I'm also-
automatically out there.
I'm questioning what the professor knows.
And yes,
like,
I had real books.
This professor is
How old I
teaching
am.
me about marketing or whatever in the current day world. I'm like, well, do you work for a marketing company? Like, are you just a professor that learned about this 2 years ago? I'm like, what experience do you have to tell me that's going to be realistic or help me in the current day world? Like it gets hard. And then I can understand if you're a doctor or an engineer, so some standards you need to learn, whatever, in math and stuff like that.
But not a train engineer.
But
That's different.
like,
If you're a train engineer, I think you can be dumb and be a train engineer.
any of the business stuff, I don't know.
The old school train engineer, not the like Japanese.
Train engineer's fascinating.
Not Japanese commuter train engineer. That's a top tier. But I'm talking about like floppy hat, blue and white overalls shoveling coal.
What do you got, Ross? Next.
Damn.
Dateline. I got a grudge against West Virginia, you guys.
Yes.
Dateline, West Virginia. We could go pretty deep on this, but I'll try to keep it pretty shallow. There's this guy, a Democrat from West Virginia, that kind of screwed up the Democrats' this initiative that they were trying to get through on healthcare and childcare and stuff. So he kind of fucked that up for the Democratic Party in a lot of people's opinions. And so Bette Midler decided to step in and chime in on it on Twitter. And so what she tweeted out, Joe Manchin, who represents a population smaller than Brooklyn, has done to the rest of America, who wants to move forward, not backward, like his state, is horrible. He sold us out. He wants us all to be just like his state, West Virginia, poor, illiterate, and strung out.
Damn, Bet.
Damn.
You can't say that,
This
Bet.
guy,
like crazy old lady.
and meanwhile, sideswipes the whole fucking state with this tweet,
That's
right?
fucked up.
Yeah, Bette Midler.
So she
is right about Joe Manchin, but
Of course, Twitter fucking falls onto her. She apologizes to the people of West Virginia, but that wasn't good enough for Jim Justice. Jim Justice, governor of West Virginia.
Is that his real name? Because that's dope.
I don't know if it's a lot of these guys go middle name, or like Buddy or whatever.
Jim Justice,
But he's cited here as Governor Jim Justice.
Yeah, peacemaker.
A 70-year-old governor. He on Thursday.
he is a ghoul.
On television, he gave his State of the State. That's for you, Tom. That's like a State of the Union, but for a state. So he gave his State of the State. Did a full hour, dude. He did a hard hour, just pumping up West Virginia accomplishments, all kinds of shit they got done.
Yeah,
all these recent projects they completed. He said, too many people doubted us. They never believed in West Virginia. They told every bad joke in the world about us. And then he said, Bette Midler and all you haters, you can kiss my dog's hiney. And then he picked up his dog and showed the hiney.
I support all of this. This fight between Bette Midler and the hiney kissing. I support all of it. This is great.
It's just a bunch of dumb old people.
Launching social media
He looks
bombs.
like the mayor of Halloween Town.
Who the fuck cares?
Like, exactly.
Sam, do you have the picture of him holding the dog's ass up to the gathered representatives of West Virginia? It is It's almost good enough for a tattoo, Dan. You might want it like on your lower
Kiss my
abdomen.
dog's honey.
It's
Jesus.
has the world turned into
Sounds like something my dad would say.
We're a
actually.
parody of ourselves.
well,
Yeah,
like
we're bored, aren't we?
And he's got like a purebred bulldog, so it's got that weird little innie corkscrew tail that is trying to. Oh, it's bad.
The Jesus swirl, where the beehole looks like a Jesus.
It does. It absolutely does.
They people put them up there, and then they take pictures of their dog's ass, and it looks like a Jesus with his hands out like that.
And the AP is not reporting this in their story, but you can see this dog's vagina too.
Oh my God! You know
he
what?
named his dog Babydog.
That's like something that any good Southern man would. I could see Big Boy from Outcast naming his dog Babydog.
One word.
Bette Midler, you can kiss Babydog's honey.
You kiss my baby dog's honey, Bette Midler.
So follow me here. Is this what we've like basically turned into?
Yeah, we're a joke.
So well, I'm saying someone makes a comment on social media that's famous, right?
Right.
And then a bunch of people, whatever that comment is, a bunch of people comment on that comment and
Yes.
either
called a reply.
get enraged or
Write that
whatever.
down. Write that
But
down.
no one really cares that much, right?
No.
So then politicians or wherever people in charge read and see all this stuff, and then they feel they have to react because they're like, this is how the people feel. But they're not realizing that the people that are even making the comments don't even care that
don't
much.
care.
It's all nothing. Like they're not.
I think that's fairly accurate.
They're just talking shit. Bette Midler's talking shit. They're like, "Oh, fuck you, Bette Midler." And then the politician's like, "Well, I gotta have to." No, none
I
of
need a
this
response to this.
No one cares, right?
No one cares.
No one cares.
No.
But
Don't rule out the possibility that this dipshit is legitimately mad at Bette Midler.
and what you're doing makes you look like what
Foolish.
she's saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. He kind of leans in.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's like every state has their stereotypes, right? I mean, we fucking live in Florida.
yeah, Florida man, yeah.
And it's like,
I mean, we're shaking some things out right now,
And
right?
I've never-
all of us as a society, we're shaking them out.
I've never talked to anybody in real life that actually cared about the stereotype of Florida that much. They've joked around about it, but no one is actually
Right.
deeply.
Oh, I love Florida.
No, but I'm
And
saying-
Ross. I know Ross loves Florida.
No, but it doesn't matter. No.
Like, but being seriously offended by jokes about quote unquote the Florida man.
Or even not even offend, or like even care. Like I wish we had a different
Ross,
reputation.
you're
like,
born
fuck it.
Floridian. You ever met anybody that's truly been offended by, or have you ever been offended by anybody saying anything negative about Florida?
No, I don't think so.
Most of it's
my
true.
take on it is like I went to high school in fucking West Georgia, Alabama, basically. And guess what? Shit goes down there too. There's just not as good of newspapers about it. Like that's the big difference.
Right. Or rules.
I know
right?
Arkansas, there's hick shit that fucking happens. This is a really cool state, and we got really cool cities. And like everywhere else, when you get out into the sticks, there's fucking hicks.
Sticks and Hicks.
Also, I never understood.
Jim Justice and Babydog.
I would
This is
listen to them.
ridiculous.
I would listen to them if they were in Atlanta, an Atlanta morning show.
Like I never understood the people that like love their state so much that they felt like the need to
Defend it?
not only defend it but also like promote it and share their love about. It's like, do you really? I mean, what is really their
And those
state?
people are always in a different fucking state.
Yeah.
It's always like some asshole from New York it's always South Carolina or New York. Those are the two biggies. They're like, man, I love South Carolina. Well, go the fuck back to South Carolina.
Yeah.
And I don't
Take your fucking crescent moon with you.
like. There's
Okay, this is-
good parts of every state, and if someone paid you more and like gave you money to move there, you do it.
Here's
like
the
you
test.
What's
love
the
that.
one state that you would be from that you would not want to gloat that you were from, though? Like if you moved to Florida, but you were from somewhere else.
New Jersey.
Jersey?
Yeah.
No, I hear people brag about
Yeah, but
New
it's the
Jersey all the time.
stereotype, and I wouldn't want to be that. See, I was going to offer you guys a test of, like, here's the test of whether you love your state. If you were, okay, if I left Florida right now and went on vacation out of state, and then somebody said, hey, in the next 24 hours, the state of Florida is going to incinerate, and it's gone. You have to live someplace else. Would you cry? And the answer to me is no, I would not, because I'd still be alive and still have my family. I can live anywhere. So,
Yeah, well,
Florida, so based on my test, Florida doesn't matter. It matters, but it doesn't really matter. So yes, that's true,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Well, I can live anywhere. I'll just live in Georgia. It's kind of like Florida.
Yeah, but there's that down. Like, but again, it's like there's good parts of every place, and there's probably better like places than where you currently live.
But I don't need better.
Yeah, yeah.
I just need okay. Or
Yeah,
similar.
but Dan, you can go you could go wrong as well. Like you could go to Athens, Georgia, and be just fine. That's a great fucking city to live in. You could go to Savannah, Georgia, and be okay, except for the fucking pulp mill smell all the time. Yeah. It's a nice little city. You go to like LaGrange, Georgia, where I went to high school, dude, it's living fucking hell. It is the fucking worst. And there's a lot of that. There's tons of that.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of bad places.
Non-living hell.
What do you got next, Ross?
All right. I just wanted to run something by you guys before we get out of here. You know me, my life is pretty perfect. I got to narrow it down to like, my house and the bull and bush and whatever else, anything I want to do, basically, and I don't have to do much else. But there is one sticking point that I have, and I'm trying to address it. Every once in a while, like if I need some socks, I walk my dog up to the Ross Dress for Less, and they got an open door policy for pets. I can go in and get socks with my dog. There's other places I can walk with my dog and get shit. Yeah.
I did not know this.
I didn't know Ross let dogs in there. That's kind of cool.
They said, anything goes.
We're Ross.
Or is it only because your name is Ross you're allowed to bring your dog?
Yeah, no, they were like, hold on a second. I think we're a Ross. Run outside. Look. And they're like, oh, yeah, we are Ross. Yeah, fuck it. Let the dogs in.
And they know their customer. They're like, they're not going to care.
I'm surprised I've never seen a dog in Ross.
I'm going to tell you right now, I had a worse opinion of Ross, and now that I know that, I like him more. That's cool. I think that's cool.
So I've never told you guys this story. This is a great story. Right when we got little Shadow, me and the kids were walking her, and everybody was still living at home at this point. So like it was me and all three of the kids and Shadow, and we walked up to Ross. Somebody needed like fucking new headphones or something. So we walked up to Ross, and my oldest was standing outside with the dog, and the security guard actually popped out and told him, "Hey, you can bring the dog into Ross. That's fine. We're
Ross. We say fuck it."
So he brings little Shadow in, and when I first seen him, I'm like, hey, get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? I'm yelling at him. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I told you we'd be 5 minutes. Just get the fuck. And he's like, no, security guard said fine. I was like, all right, whatever. So we're looking at like shitty G-Shocks or whatever they had in the watch case. And Shadow, she's never done this since, but she piddled right in the middle of Ross Dress for Less, dude. Like, little puppy, kind of afraid, and like her first time there, she never been there before. She piddled right in the middle of the store.
Too many FUBU jerseys scaring the shit out of her.
So I stood there. I was like, hey, I'm gonna guard the piddle. You guys go get a security guard. Tell them we need some paper towels to clean this up. Tell them get me like cleaning supplies, paper towels, whatever. I'll clean it out, take care of it. Don't worry about it. I'm real sorry. And so they go and tell a security guard, and like he like looks over, and it's obvious from the beginning he could not care less, right?
Right.
So,
it's Ross care for less.
He looks over and sees it. He listens to my kids report of the situation, and like big sigh, and like just like ambles to the back of the store where the bathroom is, like so slow. And so I'm there for a while, just like zone coverage on this puddle of piss, and the guy finally comes back, and he had what I at the time defined as the literal definition of a comically small amount of toilet paper. He had like 3 sheets of toilet paper.
Oh my, 3 squares?
It was, if you were writing the fucking Seth Rogen movie of it all, it was the perfect amount of toilet paper to come back with. And the dude saw the puddle. He knew what was happening. He knew what was going on. And like, he came back with 3 squares of toilet paper. And I stood there for like another 30 seconds, just like looking back and forth. And I threw the 3 sheets of toilet paper on the piss and just walked out.
Yeah. At some point, you gotta just get out of there. Cleaning people will get it. You'll be fine.
Yeah. I like the security guard was like, oh, fuck it. He's like, also, this
ain't my job.
This place doesn't need a security guard.
I'm guarding myself from the people that
come here. The only thing really missing in my life is every once in a while, I get the urge to like, I get that first bottle of champagne down, and I want to walk up to Publix and get another bottle of champagne, and I want to bring Shadow with me.
Yeah.
But they don't have, they're not Ross Dress for Less, you guys.
Yeah.
So I went on Amazon and I bought a bunch of these.
Yeah.
What is that?
Service
What is it?
dog patches.
Because Shadow, I got Shadow like a tactical vest like a long time ago, and I finally found a use for. I don't know if you remember, Dan. Somebody sent us. I think we talked about it one time. chemtrail patch.
Yeah, the chemtrail patches. Yeah, man. I love
chemtrail patch all the time. And then I want to slap a couple of these things on. And like, I know I'm not going to do a full fucking shop. I'm not going to be like amongst the hams or nothing. I just want to pop in,
get a champagne,
grab a champagne, self-checkout, right out the fucking door.
Fine.
It's fine.
No fuss, no fuss.
It's fine.
Fully supported.
Plus, with the full camo flak jacket and chemtrail patch, people won't mess with you.
And just limp a little bit. And your long hair.
I got asked to pet. I got no talking, and I got service dog in training. So I figure if I'm challenged, I could be like, no, she's not a service. She's in training.
That's a great one. And you have long hair, which makes it look like you're like on LSD from like trying to get your personality back from the war.
And the dog pee-pee everywhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, Ross, you could literally tear this city a new asshole with that vest for your dog, dude. There's nothing you can't do now.
Listen, people bitch about like dogs and places. I don't give a fuck.
I'm okay with that.
Dogs that were kids.
I used to bitch it, but after Corona and everything, this mask shit, I'm like, take your dog everywhere. I don't want my battle.
Like, I don't want your dog barking or like shitting on the floor if I'm like at a restaurant. But
I'm okay with shitting.
If it's just sitting there, like, what do I care? Like, people get offended.
No, wait a minute. It's got to be sitting there like a dog. I can't have it sitting there.
Don't
like
have it on the table either.
Yeah. And then like I know like Max is allergic to cats and stuff. But even if you brought your cat, like he's not rubbing it in his eyes. He's just like, sitting next to it. Like if he gets a little cat dander or whatever,
sneezes.
I don't care. Yeah. Why people are too uptight.
We keep that fucking cat away from Max.
Who is? Wait, it's Brian Brainerd, right, on your show this week?
We recently did one with Ben Brainerd.
Ben Brainerd. Why did I say Brian?
I don't know.
Ben Brainerd. Tots with Ross with Angel Rivera. I told you guys about that. We're gonna check in with David Jolly next week.
All right.
Hopefully. Enough time has cooled down since he's been in jail. We can get some jail stories out of him. That's my hope.
He's on our BDM show this Monday.
Yeah.
So, we talked all about everything. Kind of did like a chatting with the master.
He loves old ladies.
Well, fuck it. I'm canceling the interview.
No. They get more jolly. We just
double down on jolly.
Just fucking around with them.
Double the jolly.
I want to tell you guys about a show I'm going to be in February 12th. Orlando Improv. The Improv now. I don't know. You guys are tight with the Improv. Are you aware now that like on? I think I don't know what their schedule of it all is. If it's Wednesdays or whatever, but on nights where there's like a show on the main stage, they're now doing shows on the outside stage in Fatfish Blue too, like theme shows and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. And so on February 12th, my friend Anna Lepley from Jacksonville is coming down and presenting the Comedians in Drag comedy show, and I'm going to be part of that.
I am putting that in my calendar right now.
Yeah, that would be fun, man. And plus with the hair and everything, man, that's gonna crush. Like you could
probably cut my hair before then. I'm not going to do it with hair. That's cheating. No, I'm kidding.
No, I was gonna say it look beautiful. You could do mermaid hair. We could really get you looking good.
Then there's something I'm real proud of. I just want to let you guys know. You can check it out if you have Waze on your phone.
Yes.
Go to Waze. I just recently completed a big project with Waze. If you go into the like the voice setting options and you scroll down by country to Australia, you can pick Australia Ross, and that's me. I did a bunch of time with a voice coach, got a good Australian accent going, and I recorded all the Waze directions. Australia Ross.
Just remember where you heard it.
Yeah, go down to Australia Ross.
That's free for you. For those of you that listen to Tots, you got to listen to Tots.
Then that's a real thing. Go into Waze or go to Australia Ross. That's me.
There you go.
Hold on, does it just sound like you?
No, Tom, it's me. I fucking did turn right and all that crikey, the whole thing.
I'm doing it. I use Waze all the time.
Turn left.
Give us a little sample.
You'll hear it. It's a different accent, so you won't be like, oh, that's Ross right away, but you'll hear like I sneak it in a little bit once in a while.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
I've got Waze. I'll put it on.
Me too.
And I've got me. See you, buddy.
I'm really proud. I worked a hard time. Yeah, thank you guys. Bye.
You can also hear him on Oh No Radio Show. Had Ross on last night, so you can go back and listen to that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, lots of Ross, lots of David Jolly, lots of Waze, lots of Australian Ross.
Is it an Australian accent that sounds like him? That's why
I think it's probably just a person that says Australia Ross on there, and he saw his name and he's saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You're taking it way further than it needs to be.
I was just trying to figure out where.
Is it making you mad?
No. I just I want to know what the joke is.
What the hell's going on?
Anyway.
The name of this band is The Drowns. The name of the song is Know Who You Are. Do you know who the band Slade is? Remember
No.
Slade? Look up the band Slade. They were, you remember the song Come On, Feel the Noise?
Yes.
The famous version of Come On, Feel the Noise, Girls, Rock Your Boat. That's a cover. That was originally done by Slade.
Did not know that.
Yeah, Slade.
Really?
Yeah, Slade is the band that really did that version. Actually, the better version of that song. And then I think it was Quiet Riot who came and did the cover of it. This is another cover of a Slade song by The Drowns. The name of the song, Know Who You Are. It's a really good cover. This makes me just want to drive a car. 1-844-TOMNDAN. If you'd like to call, we'd like to take your calls. What are we doing? Are we doing Dump 'em Out coming back?
Yes,
Yep.
we are.
Okay, Dump 'em Out on deck. We'll be right back.
I saw a BDM the other day post, like, who's the contact over at Seminole Power Sports? Because he's in the market for either a side-by-side, a four-wheeler, or a dirt bike.
Do they sell those three-wheeled motorcycles where the two wheels are in the front and the one in the back?
Yeah.
Because somebody just bought one of those. Like I know we've
Slingshot.
had tons of listeners that go to Seminole Power Sports.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about right now. I bought my Ruckus from there. If you're in the mood for a scooter, look, I'm telling you right now. 65 degrees with a sweatshirt on, jeans, and a helmet.
Motorcycle ride,
Dude, I am having so much fun on my Ruckus. Any errand that Andrea has, she's like, you got to go to Publix. I'm like, I'm the guy. Pick me.
Yep. If you go by there, especially the one in Sanford, you could ask for their sales manager, Don Kuhn. He knows us. They've been advertising with us for over 5 years.
He sold me, before they were even a client, Don sold me my Ruckus.
Yeah, and they also have Seminole Power Sports North. That's in Eustis. They got Suzuki brand. So
pretty much every brand I can think of. Even Piaggio, if you want a Vespa.
Yep.
They got that.
They got Honda generators. They got all the
Yeti
accessories,
coolers,
helmets.
Yeti cups. Yeah, what else?
Service department. Yep. I've brought my boys' four-wheelers, my brother's dirt bike, my sister's four-wheeler to the service department.
Indeed.
They're great to work with. I got to bring one of my son's four-wheelers needs a carb clean. I'll bring it by Seminole Power Sports. They're great. It's Seminole Power Sports and Seminole Power Sports North.
Welcome back to a mediocre time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
That is Low Hum. Name of the song is Model Me.
Let's do some Dump 'em Out.
All right, dump them out on deck.
Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Everybody. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Everybody. Dump 'em out.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump 'em out and play. I wanna see your topics. Ooh, I wanna also see your bottomics.
Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out. Everybody. Dump 'em out. Dump 'em out.
Dump 'em Out brought to you by True Leave. We've got a promotion going on that we've had for a while where anything you buy at True Leave, all you have to do is go to tomandan.com. You'll see a big True Leave, web ad there.
Yeah, I think it's white and green.
It'll say, like, click here to get your gift. Click on that, and then you fill out the form, and basically it's your name and address, so we can send you a gift for using True Leave. You have to take a picture of what you bought or a receipt or whatever. We use that for our marketing to show them, look how many Tom and Dan listeners are going to True
And
Leave.
trust me when I tell you, they love it because it's real, and nobody seems to be doing that, I guess.
And our merch guy will send you, right now, we have True Leave green beanies, perfect for the cold weather. And
I don't even have one yet. You got one?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they're cool. I've seen them. They have them in store. for purchase.
And he's throwing in random True Leaf rolling trays, and then
I do have
Tom
one of
and Dan
those.
stickers.
He's putting in the license plate in there too. He told me.
the
today.
BDM front license plate.
Eric's
You can get-
lost his mind.
He's giving away everything.
and this is
We
all.
should do those commercials, right? You
Yeah.
know what? I'm going to work on that.
This gets mailed to you for free. All
Yeah.
you have to do is fill out the form, name, address, and a picture, and
You're
that's
just
it.
doing us a favor. You already bought the thing anyway.
And you get weed.
It helps us, and we're just. I'm asking
Yeah.
you as a favor to me. You know, like it doesn't grow the show. It really just makes True Leaf super happy, and then it keeps
Yeah,
them
yeah.
on board with us, and we love having them on board because name the other people that they're advertising with. They're not.
Go get some gummies.
Yeah.
Go get a pre-roll.
Make your life better.
Yeah.
Just a toot. There you go.
I like the True Leaf Sativa 10 milligram capsules. Perfect amount. That's what I
I'll
enjoy.
show the battery only on Twitch, but I am a big fan of the True Pod.
Yeah. And you can throw a couple
Oh,
in your pocket.
Eric, the merchman in the chat updating us. It's a black beanie, not a green beanie.
No. Okay.
Well, that changes
What I-
everything.
what-
Fuck! Don't do it! God!
Anyway, what do we got first?
So apparently Dan's allergic to the peepee dogs.
Yeah, I think I'm allergic to Maggie.
Now, that's,
I got to put her down.
well, that's what I was about to say.
Yep,
that's
I gotta
what I
kill
was
her.
saying.
Shave her.
I got to I got to kill her with my own hands. I started it. I got to finish it. It's like
Yeah.
any good.
Hold the holes of the snoot.
Here, no,
It's
I would
weird, the
I'm just
allergy-
gonna grab her by her neck, and I'm just gonna,
Slowly
Yep.
squeeze.
It's weird how the allergy came along right about the
When it's
time
pee-peeing everywhere.
when your entire carpet is saturated.
Yeah.
Yeah, not you've been living with that dog for a while now, so it's odd that it
It
just
is odd.
developed.
It is odd.
when there's a lot.
Are you saying I'm allergic to pee-pee?
No, I'm just
No,
saying.
we're
that-
saying you're making it up.
you have to get rid of it.
I'm making it up. I
Yeah,
see.
so
You're
what are you
calling
gonna-
me a goddamn liar.
What are you going to do about this?
I honestly don't know. I guess what, to be real, I guess I'm going to make an appointment with my doctor and then go back to doing something that I started doing but abandoned, which I was getting those allergy shots. But I was going for like what seemed like months. It may not have been. I can't really. I have a terrible memory. I don't really remember how long I went, but I think it was months. I would have to go, and then they test you, and then they find out what your histamine levels in different areas are, and then they give you micro shots of these things to try and boost your histamine levels, I guess. That's a really fucked up, horrible way of explaining it, but
Yeah.
something like that. So then you'd go, they'd give you the shots, and then they'd give you a little timer, and then they'd set it for 15 minutes, and you'd hit start, and you'd go and sit in the waiting room for 15 minutes in case you had some sort of like reaction to it. They wouldn't let you leave for 15 minutes. So the reason I stopped, and I've never talked about this, probably had less to do with the actual shots being a pain in the ass. It had more to do with the fact that I could not sit there for 15 minutes. I just couldn't do it.
Yeah. Pain
I'm a
in the ass.
baby. I'm a baby, and I can't sit for 15 minutes knowing that I'm not going to go into shock from these shots. And a dumb old lady caught me a couple times, like trying to walk out.
Hold on.
You know-
so you're afraid of the shots? I thought it
No,
was just
not afraid of the shots at all. I just don't want to sit there for 15 minutes. I want to get the shots and then go about my merry way. And then look, I'll know if
You're
I
gonna sit around and wait for the reaction.
like
It's
the
the same
goddamn
thing with the
vaccine
goddamn
there.
COVID vaccine. Look,
I just drove out of there.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I did
No
too.
one will stop you.
I did too.
Yeah.
But they won't let you with these allergy shots. It's like you have a lady.
Or
have
you
like
going in the doctor.
It's very personal. They give you like a nurse that's like your nurse, and then you get a rapport because you're going to see them for like a year.
Yeah.
And then you go in, and then they give you the shot, and then the lady hands you the fuck. That's how they get you. They hand you the clipboard with the 15-minute timer on it. You can't go, I don't need this, and you can't sit it on the bench, or they'll know you bailed.
What
They make you turn it back in. That's how they fucking get you, and I don't want to do that.
Now, I realize they're scared of lawsuits, but if they go through their, like, what the rules are and be like, we gave them the clipboard, if you just walked out.
No, but I've got a cell phone. My point is, like, I'll call 911 if my throat starts closing up, and I might die.
Well, it's not on you. It's not on that place. You told me, you're like, if they tell you,
No, they won't let
leave
me
at
leave.
your own
No,
risk.
they
we
won't.
recommend you sit here for
No,
10
sir.
minutes. That's all they have to do.
No,
they
sir.
don't have to start giving you clipboards.
No,
It's just-
sir.
and-
I got chased out of Walgreens because I got my COVID vaccine, and then the lady's like, you have to sit. And I was like, okay, I will. And then I started walking to the door, and she's like, sir. And I sat back down again. And then she turned around, and I walked out.
When this happened recently? Did
Well,
you?
like, yeah, but this is the first pandemic I've been through, so yeah.
No.
Fairly recent.
Well, I just wonder if you got the booster.
No, I haven't,
okay.
because remember I got COVID. My booster was scheduled for like the 22nd of December, but then we all got sick.
Yeah. You gotta wait it. Now we gotta wait in maximum protection.
I
until,
know. I don't know when.
Maximum protection.
I want maximum
Like we're
protection.
good now. I know we're gonna wait.
But
till
I
it wears
also
off.
want the ability to get boosted, whatever the fuck. If I get it, I want the ability to
Just
be
leave,
like,
yes, I agree.
should be able to go like, I got it, and hold my phone up. Boy, I am sounding a little bit more like you these days. We're rubbing off on each other.
Hey.
That's how we got COVID. Right?
Yeah.
The orgies.
When someone's sitting there telling me, it's easier in the car, because when I got it through the car, I just drive off, right? When you go to a place and they tell you to your face, like, please sit here for 10 minutes.
They
and-
did that to me, and I just walked right the hell
I know.
off.
Well, I hate awkward
I was
situations.
at CVS. I'm like,
When
thank
you're
you, sir.
going-
Bye.
When you're going to a place and they tell you to your face, diarrhea.
Well, they don't stand there and stare at you. They just go back doing their job.
Okay, if they leave,
Yeah.
I'll leave. But if they're if they're sitting at their desk and they can see where I am, I'm too awkward.
It was a nice lady.
Because then I'm like, I'm not doing what you said.
so-
I'm an adult. You're an adult. You told me to do something. I'm not doing
Tom
it.
Van, you know that
Awkward.
if I'm anything, I'm respectful. Like, maybe not on the show, but like when I'm around human beings in real life, I'm not gonna put them in a position where they're having to like yell at me or sir, please. I'm not that guy. I just follow the rules.
Yeah.
But it's too hard for me. I don't understand. I just can't do it because it's early in the morning, right? And I get my coffee and everything, and I go there and get my shots. They hand me the clipboard, 15-minute timer, and then it might be 20, but I have to sit there and watch the time. And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I just
Again,
don't want to. I'm being a baby.
with all these things, imagine telling some coal miner from the 1800s
I know.
that you are going out and getting now a series of shots.
You don't even have to go back to the 1800s. Coal miners were around not that long ago.
I've been freaking out though. I've been getting
They're softer
itchy.
nowadays.
Dude,
they
I've been
got
getting,
the internet.
I've been like getting itchy as hell. Like my hands, my allergies have been
I'm just saying,
bad.
I think you're mentally fucking with me because remember you told me that you were getting itchy, and then
Yeah.
like the next day I'm like, God, I'm so itchy
It's,
We got them crabs.
It's
on my arms.
Yep. I'm the only one that's had them, and I'm giving them to everybody. If I have them, you have them. Crabs for everyone.
Can't have crabs if you don't have pubes.
Merchman,
right?
write that down. New shirt, crabs for everyone.
What do we got next?
Mall, beat the bar, and build a bear.
Oh, I went to the mall. Tom always says, who goes to
Which
the mall?
mall?
I go to the mall.
Why'd you go?
Oh, man, it is
Why'd you do
bad. Woo, it is bad. I went to... Which mall?
Millennia?
No, which mall is it? I think I went...
I can't even think of one reason
Altamont.
I'd ever go to the mall.
Altamont, okay.
We went Altamont Mall. Is it Altamont?
I say Altamont.
I
don't
like
know.
that better.
Who gives a damn?
No, that sounds more sophisticated. Altamont. We went to the Altamont Mall, and I noticed that, and I thought you'd find that this was a cool deal for business. Build-A-Bear said, fuck it. We don't need to spend the money for that big-ass building with the glass storefront and all of that. They stopped paying for that, and they just took a ginormous mega kiosk in the middle of the mall, and it's open air. The ladies are just doing the same shit, but it's no building, and they're charging the same amount for the fucking
Right.
bears, and they're just doing it open air, like a
But do they
Moroccan
have-
market.
Do they have as many varieties?
They had everything they've ever had, and the place was slamming. I mean, I've never seen that many bears coming out of there.
right.
Place was just slamming.
Talk about a company that isn't going to last, because if you're just following the natural progression of things, I'm sure Build-A-Bear as a company got really hurt during the pandemic, because the whole gimmick is involved with you putting the thing together, which you can only do at a location, right? So like they can't really give you that same experience online, right?
Well, they
Like,
do. They do. You can buy them.
You can buy the piece,
but you don't get to see them being stuffed or stitched up or any of the fun stuff that like kind of makes built, like you're saying, the experience.
Yeah, and that's their whole business
Right,
model.
you can
is-
get
yeah.
Hollabox to go, but it ain't as good as sitting in the
Yeah,
restaurant and Chef Pat's out there and the music's playing and you're dancing.
So I don't know if they're a stock, but I'd short them right now because them moving to the kiosk is just an eventually.
Oh yeah,
is telling
But
you
I
like
just
we're
thought
on our way out.
I did
here.
find it to be clever though, and the other thing, beat the bar. You said you know how to beat this, but there is a man that has a kiosk next to Build-A-Bear in the Altamont Mall. He wears a little yellow apron.
Yeah.
He looks like Will Forte from Saturday Night Live, even with the mustache. And he does a game called Beat the Bar, where if you hang off the pull-up bar for 2 minutes, if you can hang for 2 minutes, he will give you $100 crisp cash money.
I like how they moved in like cheesy Coney Island.
It's
fucking,
awesome. I had so much
Carney
fun.
games in
I
the
had
mall.
so much fun. I was so high when Andrea walked me through the mall. I said, "This is fun. We can do
Walking
this
through the mall
anytime we want."
high is fun.
It's fun
Yeah.
as hell.
Yeah.
It's my new flea world after they took my flea market
True.
away. You want to go to the mall with me high?
Yeah.
Let's do
I
it.
want to go to the Daytona Flea Market high, too.
Done.
Once Carney games move in, it's the equivalent to coughing into your handkerchief and then seeing blood.
Well, yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
there ain't, you
Yeah.
can't come
you
back
only
from
got a
this.
couple more
Yeah.
gunfights. Couple more gunfights and you're a goner.
Once the Carney games move in, that's
Yeah.
it.
You'll go to
You'll never coming back.
You'll
never.
go die in a Montana cabin
And
alone.
by the way, I think the trick is, and there's tons of videos of like guys that know the trick and they're hanging there. There's one like famous one where there's like this guy that he starts punching the guy in the stomach because he's mad that he's doing the trick because the Carney knows. And it's what you have to do is the bar, it rolls, right? So it constantly is rolling with your weight. So that's why it's hard to hold on. It's
Yeah.
not just a static bar. Anybody could do that for 2 minutes. So because it's constantly rolling, eventually your grip lets go. And that's the thing. So if you're strong enough and have the technique to roll your wrists back level again, and then
and almost lock them out.
Not only are you holding it, but you're constantly trying to roll them forward. Then you can beat the game. But if they see you doing that, they'll start punching your dick. Like,
But that's almost like the equivalent of going, hey, you're strong. Stop doing the strong.
Well,
because that's
they're doing
all
the
strength.
trick.
No, but I don't.
Yeah.
I contend
Not
that's
everybody
not
can
a
do it.
trick. That's strength, right? And if you're doing that, then yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's more than just strength because even like if you had super strong grip strength, that because the bar are rolling, it's harder to hold on, and like even big muscle dudes will fall off. Like it's all on the internet, but they'll tell you. Like,
Okay,
and that's the thing. All these tricks, like the internet tells everybody how to beat them, and therefore rendering them useless now because but I guess not that many people know. But it's like it's all over TikTok.
I
It's a
didn't
fucking
know,
thing.
and I think I know a decent amount. I mean, I think I know.
People don't think to look it up.
I think I know more about carnival cheat games than most people because A, I'm from Florida. B, we're near what's the place up the town, Gibsonton, which is like what, the land of carnivals.
The hell is that? I don't even know what that is.
Like there's parts of Florida where like we are known for like having the most amount of rides and carnival folk, and like we are a carnival. This is why we get made fun of, but we are a carnival state. Like most of your rides, Bob's,
they
got all these companies.
They
that
come here to die, or they store them here.
Yeah, there's like a Carney little station down by Taft.
Yeah, I forget the name of the place, but there's a place that like literally is like where all carnival folk live.
It's just they're interesting homeless people.
Okay.
We're just sorry. I'm sitting here. I got high.
You want me to go to the next
sitting here,
one?
like I'm not doing a show. I'm just going to sit here and read
the chat. What are they up to?
Fucking
We're talking
idiot.
about gluten in the chat.
Yeah, what's that?
Celebrity secrets.
Okay, like this is a high thought, but and it is you're going to have to profile. But what celebrity? Because like there's so many like celebrities and like everybody's obsessed with like finding out like what a celebrity did, like kind of like Epstein or like behind the scenes.
like
the hidden. Which celebrity do you think of the highest profile has done the worst thing?
Oh, that's a tough question, dude.
I know it's a wide open mega question and kind of stupid, but like it just got me to thinking, and me and Andrea started batting it around a little bit.
Well, I'm sure.
Bring it up to your wife at dinner or something.
That's a rough question because I feel like they all got some shit.
Yeah, and then you start thinking about it, and then you could almost make an argument for anybody.
Yeah.
Well, based on
Okay, I'll tell you where it started for us, and then I'll just see if it spider webs from there. We started with Tom Hanks because that's the one everybody wants to bring down, right? Doesn't everybody sort of? Not everybody, not us. I don't think.
I feel like something would have come out by now, especially with old what's his name, Chet.
Yeah, but I think everybody just wants to think that there's something there, and we'll find it, right?
I just based.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think that.
Okay,
I feel like he's America's male sweetheart, right?
Oh yeah, and Alec Baldwin came up too because he actually is embroiled sort of in scandal right now. I don't want to really kick it around, but yeah, I mean, you think about that guy. I mean, sometimes comes off like maybe he would do something.
Oh, he's definitely got some fucked up shit.
Nasty, you know?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Well, based on my
He's
own...
reactionary.
Called his little daughter a pig.
Well,
yeah, well, I mean, that is something...
You don't want to hear what I call Maisie.
That it was
you
a
made her
conversation
cry.
with her and who the hell
I did.
knows?
I made her cry last night. Maisie cannot handle 3
I
draw
feel like
fours in a
we've
row.
heard a lot, but not everything about Mel Gibson, right?
Oh,
no,
yeah,
he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, but there's got to be more that we don't know. Even.
Oh, okay,
You know what
sure.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bet you this scenario happens a lot, and follow me here, because as I see, like, you see all the memes out there of, like, this person was...
Leonardo DiCaprio, piece of shit.
I don't know, there's any evidence of that?
Well, he's
Don't know.
dates young 20-year-old girls. That's just the tip of it. That's just giving you a little
That
bit.
doesn't mean he's a piece of
You're like,
shit.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah, it doesn't.
There's some other shit back
It
there.
doesn't mean he's
Who
a piece
doesn't
of
Look,
shit.
are we speculating or not? That was the damn question. I
Yeah,
threw
no.
a name out there.
I like the speculation, but yeah.
I bet this happens a lot. So you see the memes of like celebrities who have been on like Chris Tucker was on Epstein's
Right.
plane. And like there's lots of
Yeah.
they throw out this person's on Epstein's plane, and then I think back into the Podunk Swamp radio fame that I used to have. Is like there was a time period where rich guys used to like hanging out with me
Yeah.
because I had some sort of fame.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
they wanted to be a part of it. Or I'm
And they're
guessing-
not savory characters, and we were around them. Yeah,
and-
I can name people that I'm like that we were around that weren't savory folks.
So me being poor at the time, or and I'm sure that a lot of celebrities, like, you start off poor and you get rich, but you still have a poor person mind, and I still have it now.
Yeah.
Like I still like, because I was poor for so long, like I still think like a poor person,
Yeah.
and then
Hence, shoes on the news.
yeah, trashy. So imagine these people, and I have no idea. I'm just speculating at this point, but they get invited because now they're famous by other rich dudes and powerful people in politics and stuff, and they're like, oh shit.
And you go, yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, I'm getting on this dude's private plane, and then next thing you know, you're in some fucking private island, and then you're like, well, that girl looks young, and then you're sitting
Then
around.
you're in too deep, and you're like, oh
And
shit.
then- yeah, because you're
but now
just-
you're guilty by association,
And
even
then-
if you had no intention of doing fucked up shit. Yeah.
And you're probably like, maybe this is what all the rich people do. I don't fucking know. I'm
I feel
poor.
like we've all been to somebody's house party
That
where
I
some
shouldn't
fucked
have
up
been
shit
to.
was going
Yes.
on, and you're like,
I was just gonna
and you're
say.
like, ooh, this is, I don't want to be here.
I have
never-
been to a party before during the radio days where I walked in and it was thrown by people here in town that were
And there was some
influential.
sketchy shit
and there
going
was
on.
things that should not be happening there.
But
and
you're talking about like
drugs,
drugs,
just drugs
and sex,
alcohol-
not
drugs
like
and sex.
underage prostitution.
No. But I'm just saying, I know that feeling of like, oh shit, didn't know this was happening.
Yeah.
All right, well, this isn't my thing. We'll leave.
But yeah, like I've been in situations like I'm at some private poker game in a mansion, and there's like topless women dealers, and then or like topless women that are serving the drinks to the rich guys, and then you're like, wow, this is awesome. Like I've never looked at any of the girls there, and they're all of age or older,
Right.
But I never like thought if one looked young, I'm like, well, maybe she's underage, or like I wouldn't jump up and be like, she may be under. You're just gonna
Right.
oh, all right, you're just there.
You're kind of going with it, yeah.
And so a lot of that shit probably happens. And then further, like, people get in themselves in situations where horrible shit is going on.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm stuck in this island with fucking these horrible people. So there's some of that. And then I'm sure there's people that have done horrible stuff, and then in their past, the celebrities, right?
Yeah.
And
we're finding some of it out, and some of it we'll never.
Yeah.
Although pre-social media was probably the time to get away with it. Very
Like,
little
look at
people
that
get away
goddamn
with it.
docuseries about Hugh Hefner, where it's not like anyone thought he would. Well, I do think he was glorified quite a bit, but like I feel like the shit we're hearing now that's coming out, you're like, God damn, he was an actual piece of shit. I'm not saying he was the most savory person. I don't think he was like idolized by a lot of people, but he was glorified of being like this. Yeah,
dude,
guys looked up to him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
It's
it
so
was like be like here, you want
And
to be
people
like, hey,
had
you're
this
like
image of
Hefner,
like he
yeah.
took care of the playmates and he was a
Yeah.
good guy to
He's
them, but
like
he
a
wasn't.
daddy, yeah.
But he wasn't. He was
Right.
a real piece of shit.
What's funny is that it just goes to show you that everything that looks like what it looks like
All
is
that
usually
glitters is not gold?
Well,
Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's just like what you think is
not
happening is happening, right? The easiest explanation is the magic trick. And it's like you see Hugh Hefner, and he's got like the 5 girlfriends that we all know.
Well, he's using his influence to control them.
But no, you see them, and then you think to yourself back 20 years ago, you're like, I guess like it's being portrayed like they like him, they like his personality. But even then you're like, no way, they're just there because it's for their own careers, and they're just having to deal with it. But
the relationship is fucked up.
But you talked yourself into like believing what they're portraying a little bit. Like maybe they do like him for who he is. Like maybe what's the chick who died of a drug overdose, but she was with that old guy,
Anna Nicole.
Like maybe Anna Nicole.
That's so sad.
But it's like, of course, she was disgusted by this disgusto old man.
She actually did care for him, though, which is the saddest
Maybe
part.
she cared, but she's not attracted to him in any way.
She told him that straight up.
I have the ability to care for ugly people.
Yeah. And did she, if he was poor, would she care for him?
That's why she kept denying his marriage for a while. I don't know if you ever watched that documentary. It's pretty interesting. Like, he asked her to marry him like 7 fucking times.
Like more than that, I thought.
And she kept saying no, and then finally she's like, all right. And she just kind of basically was his caretaker until he died.
Yeah, but she wanted the money, or expected it.
I don't think she didn't want it.
Yeah, of course. Like, she's not, I mean, there's a lot of old men that look like
wipe
that,
your ass
that have no money.
You're going to give me some money, I'm going to wipe your ass.
If you want to care for the old man, care for the old man that is in the state institution that has no one to care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not the guy who's a billionaire. You were caring for him because he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
He
also had a family.
So then why not marry him the first time, he asked?
Who knows? But I know it's not
Watch
because...
the documentary.
I think there's a little more to the relationship. Like, I don't think after, like, you fall in love after 9 times, you're like, now I'm really in love with you.
But she never claimed to be in love with him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but she wanted the money.
She cared for him as a human being and like almost like a family member.
That may be true, but she expected the money eventually. Like, she's there for the money. If she knew that it was never going to come, then I don't think she would have done it. And maybe you start caring for a person.
Because
I don't know.
I agree with you because of this. If I say the statement, I don't think she did it at all for the money. That just doesn't sound right.
It's not some sort of. I mean, the girls that were around Hugh Hefner. I read some of the stories, and they basically said what I thought it was, except for all the horrible, like, Hugh Hefner stuff, the creepy weirdo things, all that stuff. But they basically I was. Here because of my career, and this is what
you're rhyming so well today.
I know.
But it was what we thought. It's like they dealt with it for their own career. It wasn't like they really were in love with Hugh Hefner.
Right.
They have to, like, traditionally, it's like it was what we thought it was. And
right, which still doesn't make it right, but
no, but with the added extra of the gross stuff.
Well, at least you don't have a daughter. God Almighty, we get into these topics, my brain starts to float away.
Oh man,
starts slapping my face. Wake up, Daniel.
Anyway, what else we got?
Alice in Wonderland porn.
That was you, buddy.
That was a part of the VR that we could never see.
Is that what you guys were doing while I was at Disney? Looking up Alice in Wonderland porn?
You know what? We were.
Well, there was, more VR days.
Yeah,
and I was standing there looking. I was trying to find.
It's harder to VR because we get a lot of boaters. I sat in here, and it was like last Friday, wasn't it? Yeah. Wednesday. It was a day we were editing, but he was in there trying it, and then we don't know which site to use. We're a little
Bangers.
lost. I think
you don't want to pay for it.
I think VR Bangers is the one.
Yeah.
And I got all the way to the VR Bangers website like a couple of days ago, and I was telling you and Sam this. I got all the way in to the part where you got to put in your credit card, and it's hard as fuck to type with your hands in the VR, and then the whole thing shut down because my battery was low. So now it's stuck on VR Bangers.
I think it's hard because I waste tons of money on other things, and I want to see the virtual reality porn. Like, we've wasted way more money than but for whatever reason.
I bought a public sub today, and I threw it in the trash.
But and that's just because we're stupid, but I don't want to subscribe to this because I never have before in the past. So there's some psychology because I've never paid for a subscription. No, not because it's new, just because I've never done it. So I don't want to ever start.
I like giving these VR updates to our listeners too. I watched a Guns N' Roses concert the other day. I was singing along, and I was like pointing my hands.
Were you like
in
in front row?
Yeah, I was right up to the front, and it was Fat Axel, and he was like 20 feet tall. It was really good. It was when he had DJ Osbus playing guitar for him instead of Slash.
Was it like he looked like an actual human being, or was it like he looked like computer generated?
It was video footage.
Yeah.
It was like HD or 4K video footage, so it's like just a giant... Imagine the world's largest video screen. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of concerts, the NBA. I did the NBA this week.
But it's not like you can wander around them a lot. You're just watching basically a performance
that's still
on
cool.
a giant screen.
It's cool. It's cool, and I sent you a coupon.
Yeah, I'm going to use that. I might buy that this weekend.
Yeah, I think you're going to dig it, man.
1,000 show shakeup.
I was talking about this with Andrea. We should, I don't know how long it's going to take us to get to our 1,000th show.
We're at 6:55.
But we should go ahead and have new branding, new name, new concept, website, the whole
new
nine
name.
ready to go.
Okay.
And then when we hit 1,000s, we pull the fucking lever. Ka-koom! This one's dead.
All right, at 1,000.
Kill it. But behind the scenes, it'll give us something
Oh,
to
man,
work.
we got a lot of rebranding to do.
all the other
we have
projects.
years. We have years to get to it. We have years to get to it.
Well, how many years? Well, I guess...
It's years because,
two?
We only do 52 shows a year.
Yeah. So...
So we got a while. But it'll give us enough time, and then let's do something that no other show's done. Let's call the shot. Let's say 1,000 shows, and this shit's dead, and we're killing it. And then we're going to start a whole new one because we're going to need to do shit, but...
Dan and Tom.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Wow.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Ukulele talk with Max.
Max wants a ukulele, and apparently, like, they're at elementary schools, they now have ukuleles.
Yeah, that's the thing now. Uke.
And so he wants one, but I know he won't practice, so I'm not getting it.
Yeah. I already ordered Maisie's.
What if you...
Maisie wants to do ukulele,
I was going to say
too.
you don't have the Oculus at home. Do
I
you
ordered-
virtual ukulele?
No. Apparently, like, kids that age is bad for their eyes. At least my wife is crowing.
I read it. It's bad for...
Didn't they already play on it?
They could do as if we had one at home because we're bad parents. They'd just be on it all the time.
It's not really bad. It's bad for their motor skills if they stay in the virtual universe. Because it, like, impedes them being able to control their limbs enough, and then you end up with, like, noodle boys.
50 years, there's going to be creature kids.
Everybody. Oh, my God. Can you imagine fat guys with noodle arms? They don't have no muscle tone now. You'd be like a squid.
Yeah.
Your arms, do you think we'll evolve to not have bones in our arms anymore?
That takes a long time. Yeah.
Well, no,
We'll get there eventually.
No, it'll be your legs that atrophy, right? And there'll be no joints because you don't need to bend down.
Yeah,
in
legs
in VR.
first, then arms for sure.
Legs first, then arms.
You can get real pencil thin legs. Like, if you don't use them enough.
That's a Jimmy Buffett song, I think.
Yeah.
I wish I had some pencil thin legs.
Tom, you got a rowing machine, huh?
Oh, okay, yeah. So
What, you got a Peloton?
no, we got the Hydro Row,
Hydro. It's the Hydro.
and
The power
Is it
of
Hydro
water.
Row or Hydro?
I think it's Hydro.
Oh, okay, it's a Hydro.
I think it's the
whatever.
Hydro. This thing's good, man. It's good.
And
Fill it with water and watch your gains, bro. Hydro gains, bro.
And
Woo, this boy is expensive.
it is expensive, and it's playing.
It was on sale.
It's playing. No, mine wasn't. I don't know exactly. We don't know the coupons.
man.
It was full price. It's probably more than list price. But
Goodness.
the and it was something that Crystal had been
Why didn't
talking
you
about.
ask Andrew? You know she had a coupon.
I know.
She probably could have found you one. We don't have a Hydro. I wish I
Or
did.
like a
Well,
promo code.
my
or
wife-
shit.
I wish I had a Hydro.
My wife was drunk one night and just bought it. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on American Gladiator.
It's like it's exactly what's going to happen. That statistically happens. She's drunk when she screams, "I'm
You should
changing
be
my life."
supporting her.
Yeah, we all do that.
She
yeah.
buys that. I say I'll use it every day.
You should be supporting her.
And then she buys it. It comes or whatever. Then and she's really into it. But here's what I cannot live in alternate reality.
put a
I
Hydro.
have to bet against it. I have to bet against us using it. I have to bet against that this is a
Well,
good
then you're already
purchase.
going into it negative, and you're not going to use it.
You don't see yourself using
I'm
it?
just betting against it because
You know why I don't think he'll use it? Because like he didn't like you. Now I do know that you have used it once to check it out, but I saw no fun. I saw no joy. I saw no excitement in your eyes.
Well,
It
that's
didn't
what
move
they're-
the
Wait, you were
needle at
watching him
all.
work out?
No. He was telling me about it.
I
It
tried
was
it out
like
yesterday.
It was like he
Just
was describing a piece
it's
of blank
fine. It's
paper.
good.
It's
I
like
mean,
nothing.
It's like it's got the
Yeah.
screen and your coach
See?
and it's telling you, and then
See
it's
the
like
excitement?
shows you how fast you're going. Anyway, it's fine and it's a good machine.
Well,
or
when you
whatever.
decide to give it up, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's good. They're good, man.
Well-
If you pick it up, if you don't pick it up, I'll pick it up.
I'm not saying I'm just saying betting on the likelihood of
Yeah.
it being a horrible purchase just because statistics tell me that exercise equipment is a horrible purchase. Anytime someone buys something, I make fun of them.
Yeah, you made fun of me. Well, no, actually, you'd never. I don't think you ever really did. Because
I would have done it if you'd quit. I also know you enough where I know that you like.
So
doing
you would have bet on me if we'd been doing the same sort of thing. You would have had an opposite reaction.
Yeah, it's like handicapping a human. I just look at Daniel. I'm like, Daniel's the type of.
He's too short. He's handicapped. Look at him.
I'm trying to think. When Griffin Jess bought one, I would have bet heavily against it.
She done sold that shit.
Yeah, of course she did. Because I'm good at gambling. But it's like, so that. And
dude, this is a new segment on the show.
Still has the boat, though.
This is a new.
I'll talk about the boat. Call my mom.
A new. But write this down. Call his mom, but write this down. We got to do human handicapping on the show. That's funny.
Yeah,
I like this idea. That's a new segment.
Yeah.
Human gambling is awesome.
Yeah. Because all I need to know is the baseline is exercise equipment, bad purchase. Most people give up on
You're right.
it. And it ends up you hang your laundry on it or whatever.
That's correct.
I've thought about this and I thought about talking about this, and this led me into my boat because I was like, what else is a bad purchase statistically? I'm like, boat is. I've been talking about it. And then I was like, well, I want to use my boat every day or like every weekend, but I can't because of other things going on. And so I end up using my damn boat once a month or once every 6 weeks. It's like way less than I want to, but it's just because of the things we got going on. Life is busy, and then Crystal has planned all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Then that got me thinking. I was like, wait a minute. When I grew up as a kid, my dad would literally every weekend that I can remember as a kid, it was Saturday Everglades, Sunday boat. Right,
Okay.
so he did literally two things he wanted to do.
Surf and turf.
Every
surf and turf.
You go to the Everglades for airboating. Okay, my mom's on the line. How you doing, Mom?
Uh-oh.
Mom.
Oh, hi.
Hey, how you doing?
You're not important to her.
I know that you got the standard mom answer. That's so
hey.
good.
I
missed that. That is so good.
I know you're trying to take care of your granddaughter with COVID, but this is more important. This is
Florida radio.
And you're trying not to get COVID, but this, believe me, this is more important.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
So I started thinking about Dad. When I grew up, he went to the Everglades every Saturday and fishing or on the boat every Sunday. And sometimes we'd go and he'd go to Elliott Key and the whole thing. And we'd go to the he'd take us with him, and we would experience that too. But he got to do that every week. So that moved me into how the hell did that happen? How was he able to do what he wanted to do every weekend?
I don't know. I mean, we had certain rules as far as I knew. When I married your dad, I knew that he needed that time to go do this thing in the woods with the guys, and then just it revolved around. And I would do stuff with you kids, and he would go he would tell me days. Now he didn't go off by himself every weekend, but there was times that he spent a couple weekends in a row on a fishing trip or something.
Write that down.
So there were some standards set before they got married.
Yeah,
That's
there's a lot
thing.
going on here.
So
she already went to the advanced tier, which is couple day trip. We need to come back the weekend.
Well, that's the thing, right? There were rules set in place before they got married.
Was it? Well, was it the 80s, different time? I'm just putting it out there that, my mom let her husband go out every weekend and do what he wanted, and then it was what he wanted to do. And you never yelled at him, or he never had to go to Monkey Joe's, or, I mean, I guess the equivalent would be Riverboat Playhouse, with you never had to, go to the kid's birthday party, or
Riverboat Playhouse.
I mean, every other weekend I'm sitting at a park looking at a phone while my kids are at some birthday party and wondering why am I here.
Those are the worst, by the way. Corona in Florida. You know what? I like the heat. I do like the heat. And I do. But I don't like birthday parties anymore because all of them are at a park. They have to be open air. And it sucks. And there's no booze.
Also,
he needed that time. He was just a happier person.
Well, I need it. Everybody needs it. Why?
Well, how do we solve this?
Huh? You can't solve it.
All right.
I'm just talking it out so I can tell everybody.
Well, I will
How
say
bad
this:
it is, huh?
as he got older, the weekends with the guys and drinking for 2 days solid, and he would come home and kind of suffer
Well,
for
I
the
do
week.
that.
But you still
There
don't
were
sound.
times
You
that
still
I
don't
would-
sound like you're judging him at all. Really, I mean, you still sound
Well,
very supportive and
well,
loving, and
yeah, yeah.
I appreciate that.
But I'm just saying, even when he started bringing, I remember just going out with Dad on the boat and then to the Everglades, he just bring everybody with him, but it was still stuff he wanted to do.
Correct.
And he never had to do the stuff he didn't want to do, like the kids' birthday parties.
No.
Did he ever go with you to the pediatrician and sit in the lobby and have to pretend like
Well, I don't even
you
do
care
that.
about his percentile weight?
Well, you have to be there for the releasing of the percentile. My God,
I had to be a lot of places. That's all I'm saying. So Dad never had to do any of that.
I love that your mom laughs at you and your situation.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think with you, because you were our firstborn, he went with me once just to, I think she talked about...
He ain't gay, is he? All right, I'm out.
And then
See you on the boat.
after that, it was like, okay, I got it. And he goes, you could just tell me about it. But he also worked 12-hour days, so... During the week,
you're a pussy.
Damn, even your mom says your job ain't
You
shit.
work 5.5, 5:20.
Maybe if I had a realer man job. Yeah. And then
What are you working? 3 1/4?
Yeah, if you were blue collar.
And this is the hardest work that I do, literally right now, to do it. The rest is just sitting
talking to your mom. That's the hardest thing you gotta do.
Want some emails? Yeah. There's no grease or dirt involved. I don't lift anything heavy. Maybe it's that I do. Not a job.
Traditional manual labor job.
Yeah. That my job is weak, so my wife does.
Well, it's not mentally weak. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, but that doesn't
physically,
count.
it's pretty
It
damn
doesn't
weak, yeah.
translate, yeah.
All right, I just.
Well, he did go to a craft show with me once, and it was miserable. I was...
Craft show!
At the end of it, we weren't even talking because I felt like he was dragging his feet. He didn't want to stop and look at the stuff. And
right.
He could have
Fuck
cared
your
less.
birdhouse.
He kept saying, "There's no beer." You
Hey, that's what I say. Oh God, I love your dad.
So it was miserable. So the next time I wanted to go to a craft show, he goes, "Oh, you want me to?" No, you just go and do your thing. I'm going to because it was miserable. That wasn't a thing he liked to do.
Make Crystal miserable anytime she drags you somewhere you don't want to go, and then she won't ask you again.
That's
the trick.
That did happen with the theme parks.
There you go.
Although,
so then you got to do it every time.
Yeah, but she makes me feel guilty about it. That's it. Was I had to go through a guilt trip every time she leaves with the boys. Like she took the boys to Legoland.
That's very minimal.
Does she
compared
do
to
that?
having to be there all day.
I know you don't like going because you're miserable and you make everybody miserable around you when we do go.
But I don't think anybody likes Legoland, right? Like I name one person that likes Legoland.
Never been, but
it's for little babies.
She's not telling me you enjoy your time. We'll be back. She's like, we're going without you because you're a miserable human being.
Oh wow,
that's what she tells. Anyway,
Andrea likes to have her own time, which allows me to have my own time because she wants to watch.
I don't think Crystal wants her own time.
Yeah, I don't think Crystal does either. And Andrea likes to watch PBS, some sort like last night she was watching some. It's called the Gilded Era or something on PBS. It's some sort of crazy industry. Everybody's like, I have the train and it's my train. That kind of garbage. And I just went upstairs and played Madden.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
No,
he used to make me if we go to something, maybe a show with you kids, or if there was something at the Miami Beach Convention Hall or something, I used to have to sneak his beer into my purse. And
that's what Andrea does.
That's a good wife.
And that
Wait a minute. I think I married a version of your mom.
You kind of did.
I kind of married a Marilyn, didn't I?
I'm just saying, sometimes you find a good one. Sometimes it's all random. It's my God. Sometimes Corona gets
you know what? I think my wife carries an emergency toot whistle in her wallet for me. In case I get ornery, she can reach for a True Leaf. She doesn't even smoke.
I gotta hide it, my pills in my pocket. And then
they burst.
I pretend like I'm looking out the window and take
you got to pretend you're coughing and shove it down your throat. Yeah, I know that move. I've done that too.
Yeah. Everything's hiding.
Andrea lets me smoke and blow it right into her mom.
No. All right, Mom, I just want to congratulate you, how good of a wife you were.
Well, it was just, I think a lot of times what I see in people's marriages is they expect, when I married your dad, I was with him like 6.5 years, so I knew him inside and out. So I knew going into the marriage I wasn't going to be one of those wives where you can't go here, you can't go, be with me 24/7. I didn't want to be with him 24/7. So
I got an idea. Next time you come over, ask to sit Crystal down on the couch and tell her how to be a better wife. That'll go.
Oh my God. Hey, wait.
That'll work out great.
I'll come over and make little comments. It'll help.
Listen, sometimes she says things and I just smile.
Oh, no.
I just go, oh, there it is.
I think we need to end this.
Yeah, I think we do.
I've secretly added 2 more songs to the playlist. We got to get a break.
All right, I'll talk to you later, Mom.
Okay, love you.
Love you, bye.
Too.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, my God.
I'm just fucking around. I got it. Purpose of it.
Let's not say anything else. Let's move on.
You may end up sleeping on the hydro. That's a lumpy, bumpy bed, man. Oh, God, this thing's lumpy, bumpy.
I don't know why I do this to myself.
You know how hard it is to jack off watching
like,
porn on the hydro screen?
it's like a bet. I do this, and I'm like, she'll never hear it. And then I just wait for a couple days, and I'm like, I was right.
She only listens to the show she's on, so unless somebody snitches...
someone, yeah.
But
Some motherfuckers
why
send
are you
her
guys
shit.
moving
Stop
past it?
snitching,
Yeah,
y'all.
stop talking about it.
No, they love that shit.
Especially when you draw attention to it.
we don't want to end on the new Kiss song that Dan was talking to
Yeah,
us about.
I think this is funny. I was putting up, what's that playlist, like... On Friday mornings, I like to go to my little Spotify playlist, and I use both, like Spotify and Apple Music. I'm that weirdo, where I like both because both are better at different things. Like, in my opinion, Apple Music has really good radio stations. I know what you're saying. Has stupid radio stations. But Andrea and I still like when other people that have music knowledge curate playlists for us.
Yeah.
I know that, but
that's a...
experience.
Well, it's not only experience.
It's like a show.
It's actually you're getting is a quality product because they are curating new music that they are into, and they're professionals at it, right?
Correct.
And they're showing you, so you're getting good information and good music, and so that totally makes sense, and that will, in my mind, never die. Like, people will always have the need for that. And the problem is that like, corporate radios just go to corporate playlists that have nothing to do with an actual person sharing what they like. It's just like, this is what gets the most hits or the most listens, and they play Black Hole Sun every single day.
Oh, God, Pup put that in a new song.
Yeah?
Yeah, there's a line that the band Pup put in a song about how if they hear Black Hole Sun one more time, and and they say the name of the radio station, they're like, on Rock Radio 102.5, I will kill myself. It's a funny line.
What good are they doing at that point? It's like, okay.
So this is the brand new single from Kiss. And it's just funny to me. It may not be funny to anybody else, but I just found it really funny because I always thought that Paul Stanley sounds like an old Jewish grandma with a lisp.
Yeah, these dumb old men are still doing it.
And they're still doing it. And this is like fairly recent. This is from 2004. And let's see here. It's live in Virginia Beach. It's one of the only Kiss songs I really like, called Lick It Up. I love the song. Cold Gin and Lick It Up are two of the only Kiss songs I like. My wife only likes Cold Gin. That's the only Kiss song she likes. She hates Kiss, thinks they're dumb old men. She would laugh at this. I'm going to play this for you. I hope you find it as amusing as I do. Also, just doing it yourself with your family around the dinner table, like trying to impersonate Gene Simmons, is very fun. If you want to send me your impression of Gene Simmons or your kid's impression, I would love to hear that.
Want y'all to help sing this next one real simple.
Okay, hold on. He has a lisp, right? Simple. Right?
I don't know.
Want y'all to help sing this next one real simple.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Want y'all to help sing this one real simple.
Right?
Yeah, little Rhodes in there. Dusty Rhodes.
Ready? Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Lick it up! Lick it up! It's on the right now!
And he gets him singing, right? Anyway, there's that.
Yeah,
Dumb old man.
I'm sure all these bands, I wonder if a lot of them now have like some sort of non-disclosure agreements with the audio guys because so much of this stuff is leaked out.
Well, they've always owned everything. Like, they own this. So they're selling this. That's why I thought this was brilliant Kiss. This is called, now this, just when you thought Kiss couldn't sell anything else, right? They are now selling, because people will buy it, because there are people that are interested in it, Kiss off the soundboard. This is just like the tape you can pop in a DAT cassette.
Like amateur.
Yeah, you can just rip this from the soundboard. It's not mixed at all. Like, in fact, I'll give you a little piece of the inside of it here. Hold your ears.
It's just the recording from the sound.
There ain't no reason on earth to waste it.
See, it's
not even good. Like, it's not
terrible.
good.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
Yeah, why
it's
sell
terrible.
this? Ugh.
Hold on, I just got an idea. We need to sell
The OLE audio? Yes.
Do we have it?
I don't know.
I think I still have it on a hard drive, yeah. I believe I do.
You know, the problem is we put out everything, even if it's garbage. We have nothing that we held behind.
No, I was just looking at that today. I have a really crazy interview with Tuttle that we did during COVID we haven't put out. I have the interview that we did with Buckethead from his show that we never put out.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
well,
we're
but
saving
it's out
that for
there.
some stuff.
But-
No, he didn't. Well, it's out on Buckethead's show, yeah. But
Yeah. Well,
the
never
Tuttle
put it
thing
out.
isn't out.
No, the Tuttle thing never made air.
He put it out, though, right? Didn't
I don't-
I don't
It
think
was on
he
his
did.
show, no?
No.
We do have like a couple live appearances that we did, or like shows that probably we didn't release because the audio was bad. I
Yeah,
don't
the
remember-
improv one was bad.
We had one improv one that was the Dan Cummins one, right?
Can't remember.
We did one with him where we helped him by taping it, and we really helped him by fucking it all up. That was my fault.
Well, that was his show.
Yeah.
And we were up. But we have
the
the
time
audio of
suck,
that. It's
yeah.
just bad, right?
yeah, it's real bad.
We should release all the bad pieces of audio. And we do have the audio for OLE too, right?
I'm sure we do.
We'll call it the worst of.
Yeah, I'll have to track it down, but I'm sure we do. Yeah.
There's something cringy about people listening to
Kirk has it. I know
horrible-
Kirk, who did our documentary. He has all of it.
Yeah. What happened to Kirk?
What's he up to?
Yeah, every once in a while. Here's this is when you have to worry about people, or when they activate and deactivate their Facebook a lot.
Yeah.
That's when you know people have like some flux going on. You know, things aren't stable.
It's curious to why not just not look at it. It's like you don't want it around because you don't have the. It's like when I get mad, my wife's
It's the opposite of you in the rowing machine.
When I'm driving on road trips, Crystal will be eating some chips that she bought at the thing. And
Take these away. Yeah.
And then she's like, "What is that?"
I do that
And
to
then she
Andrea.
hands it to me like, "Get this away from
I
me."
do that to Andrea.
I'm like, "Get these away from
Yeah.
you. Get them away from yourself when you're a human being."
No self-control.
Don't say that.
Like,
That's a good
It's
way to
just
get
like how you're
slapped.
codependent on her. She's codependent on you to not let her snack too
Yeah,
much.
but you had the self-control to tell me to get these away
No,
from
that's
you.
not
Just
self-control.
Put them down.
That's not self-control.
That's not- that's-
You're giving someone else control.
No, that's Tom control because she's telling you to execute a task.
Yeah, but then you hand them to me, and then I just put them on the floor. I'm like, why didn't you just put them on the floor? Why?
Because she'll pick them right back up and start snacking.
But she could just be like, hand me those
No, but
chips.
it
I'll
makes
do
us
anything
feel
she
bad. Look,
says.
I'm Crystal in this scenario. If Andrea's still in the chat room, call in
It's the
because this is what
dumbest
I
thing I've
fucking.
ever
No,
heard.
it's not dumb. I'll defend it. I do it too. I have self control in certain areas, but when it comes to chips, I have no self control. So if I'm eating, especially Santitas, the $2.99 chips that have the right amount of salt on them,
Yeah.
I will rip through that bag and I have to hand it to Andrea and say, "Seal these up with a food saver." I cannot be trusted with them anymore because I'll just keep going back, forth.
Well, that's different. I'm talking about a road trip. She's like, get these away from me.
That's what I do.
And then I get the bag and I just put it in the footwell of the passenger side.
And it helps.
then-
It helps.
But you had enough self-control to be
But any closer, I'm going to be eating them.
enough to
Keep them in the footwell.
So you have a little bit of self-control.
Yeah, I'm like a 30%er.
Okay, well, it's the dumbest thing ever.
No, I defend Crystal wholeheartedly on this. Team Crystal. I do this to Andrea. I did it last night. I did the same thing with Andrea last night. There's a company called Double Good that makes this corn. I've talked about it on the show before. It's caramel corn that's rolled in Cheeto dust. It's that like cheddar caramel corn that's really popular. Some people like it mixed, where it's caramel corn and then cheddar corn, but I prefer it to be caramel corn rolled in the cheese dust. And I was eating a couple handfuls of it, and I'm on like, I don't want to be snacking and eating the crazy sugar. And I handed the bag to Andrea. I said, "Take this away. You got to get it away." And she just took it and kept it near her bosom, away from me. And that's all I needed. You just got to get it out of the vicinity. Get it away from my little arms.
What if there's a lot of relationships out there where the logical spouse has to deal with the crazy one? Because I think we're in the opposite situation here.
Yeah.
We could be married to each other, though. That's what we've proven.
Well, That would be
Because I'd have somebody to hand my corn to and say, get this away from me. Yeah, you'd be used to it.
Yeah.
So we should make a dick pact that if our wives both die, that we should marry each other purely for the business. Because that's the only way we'll be able to survive.
And you'll suck it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you crazy?
All right, that's all I need.
I'm not getting into this relationship
I'm write this down.
I'm not sucking it. That wouldn't be fair.
All right. You know what? That's something.
I think we had a breakthrough on today's show. I think we came to like a breakthrough that we've never come to on this show.
I think you guys think this is a good idea, but I do not see this as a good idea.
It's the only way we can survive, Sam. What are you going to do to help the company? Just sit over there and judge our
I'll probably have to quit because you guys will fucking drive me crazy.
No,
you're working together and you're married together. It's not good.
Yeah,
we could do it.
One car, drive to work is easy. Dropping off the kids will be easy.
Neither one of you will
together.
take care of yourselves.
Dropping off the kids,
your wives do that for you.
Dropping off the kids is so easy. They'll go to the same
Then you're going to depend on me to take care of all of your outside schedules outside of work, including all of your personal appointments and.
We'll hire an assistant.
They're right because they know.
So then I'm basically the fucking wife without the benefits.
We'll just hire an assistant for that. We'll need one more person. I know this guy. He's
Brit.
He's British, but he speaks English. He has no accent whatsoever. I think it's really going to work out.
What's going on semantics this weekend?
So we're doing, you heard about this one. We're recording a couple episodes this week, and one will come out Sunday. We might be on Twitch this weekend, so join our Semantics Facebook group, because we always post in there when we're going to be on Twitch, twitch.tv/semanticsmedia.
There you go.
We got our 5-year anniversary of Semantics coming up February 20th at Rock Pit Brewing. That's about it. There's a lot.
One real simple.
Are you going on a hike this weekend?
We are going on a hike. I'm not letting anyone know where we're going, though.
No,
but you put it on TikTok.
Going to Pound Town.
I might put it on
Hike
TikTok.
to Pound Town. You guys ever pounded in the woods?
We have.
So you've done both mouth and puss?
Yes.
Hand?
No.
Yeah, who wants that?
Switch it up.
Yeah, but with the hand, it's like, why even? That's nothing.
Oh my God,
that's a zero.
A man that gets nothing says that's nothing.
You know, why my wife gives me nothing? Because I'm frustrating to live with. Anyway,
you guys are going to find out when you start living together.
That was super Rodney.
Yeah. I'll drive you crazy if we start living together too, and you'll stop sucking it too. You're like, fuck this guy.
I'm not sucking.
He's an idiot. And then I don't have to suck it. I'll still do the same shit. Anyway,
take these chips away from me, and I'm not sucking it, you fucking idiot.
That is my fault. Anyway, all right, BDMs. Thanks for listening
being
today.
A friend.
Speaking of that, we are doing our BDM Appreciation Week coming up in April. We're buying a bunch of gifts to give out to all BDMs. Please make sure your address is right in our system.
That's important.
And it's easy enough. Just go to tomanddan.com, go to the BDM login.
Desktop.
Yeah, go on a desktop.
Can't be mobily.
And then you'll
Mobily.
You'll be able to see if your address is correct. It should be if you haven't moved or anything. But a lot of people sign up a long time
ago. We're still trying to get that organized, and
So make sure your address is correct in our system because we're mailing out a bunch of random gifts to as many as we can. It's all brought to you by Streamline Mortgage. They're helping us fund this so we can give out thousands and thousands of dollars worth of stuff to BDMs.
Should be pretty great. Don't forget, I will be, I think he also, I don't know if he podcasts this because it's music, but I'll be on What the Hell is Angel listening to tonight. I think I'm in the last hour of his program. He goes from 9 until midnight on Real Radio 104.1, so that's kind of cool if you want to check that out and support my good friend Angel.
Cool. All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Wait a minute, I can't publish that. It's mediocre.